Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to Titan Football Memorial Field inside Harold Burry Stadium, where today the Westminster Titans at 2-1 take on the 0-3 Bethany Bison. I'm Mark Slazak, along with Jacob Rhodes. Ethan Kurtz will join us shortly as well, but welcome in, Jacob.
Thank you so much, Mark. Bethany, Westminster back in New Wilmington after a little bit of a road stand and a bye week back in New Wilmington to take on the Bison.
Coach Scott Benzel is in year 12 with the Titans. He had 3 keys to the game.
Coach Benzel's first key to the game, play mistake-free. Westminster yet to throw an interception this year. Been taking care of the ball for the most part. Key number 2, my apologies, going to be collective effort on all 3 phases of the ball. Offense, defense, and that Westminster Titans special teams. And key number 3, going to be make big plays and stop the Bison from having big plays on the Titans.
It's Westminster and Bethany coming up next on WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Pizza Joe's in New Wilmington, offering pizza, stromboli and calzones, subs, wings, and salads. Pizza Joe's open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. at 209 South Market Street in New Wilmington.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Riardo's Bar and Grill, offering homemade Italian dishes, game nights on Mondays, and trivia nights on Wednesdays. Located at 1223 East Washington Street in Newcastle. Riardo's Bar and Grill, opening at 4 p.m. every day and closed on Sundays. Visit riardos.com or call 724-698-7259.
Welcome back to Burry Stadium. I'm Mark Slazak along with Jacob Rhodes and Ethan Kurtz. Westminster at 2-1, 1-0 in the PAC, taking on Bethany 0-3 and 0-1. Coach Benzel is in year 12 with Westminster, 79 career wins, 69% success, 9 straight winning season for Coach Benzel. He had a chance on Titantown Sports to sit down with Ben Kelly. Let's listen in to Coach Benzel and what he had to say about Bethany and the Titans.
A couple of new coaches on the Titans sideline, but one that's been here for a little bit longer than those. Coach Benzel, Coach, welcome back to Titantown Sports.
Great to be here, buddy.
Obviously, we got a good week coming off the bye week. I hope. How do you guys feel coming off that off week?
I thought we got some really good work navigating some of the injuries that we have. Curtailed some of the things that we wanted to work on, but by and large, I think our guys handled it fairly well. It's just like I said, these bumps and bruises and some of these injuries are expected. It's football. We've just got to kind of rest up, heal up, and get ready to go.
And I had the chance to play fan, watch the other PAC games as they unfolded. A lot shook up in week 4, maybe not as expected. So when you watch the teams and look across the PAC, what gives you confidence that this is the group that can get it done against any opponent?
Yeah, when we look at our team in terms of our competitive advantage and so how we match up, I think we have some really good things that we can present to teams that make us, not necessarily maybe favorite, but certainly give us a chance to win every game we play. That being said, there are flaws, and there are flaws across the board. Each team is looking at sort of how they can minimize some of those flaws and maximize some of the things that they do well. And that's really the game, right? We're at the midway point, and a lot of teams thought they could win a championship. A lot of teams probably hit some reality and decided, these are some of the areas that we need to get to be at championship level. And then there's a good mix of teams right now that are right in the thick of it. So it should be exciting down the stretch.
Come Saturday, you'll be looking for your 11th straight win against Bethany College, a decade of dominance, as some like to call it. So how does your approach shift year to year to continue to stay winning against Bethany?
Bethany's a unique team in the sense of, it's not necessarily, you're playing them, it's when you're playing them. Typically, if you get them in the beginning of the year, they're a little stronger in terms of their structure, and towards the end of the year, depending on, again, the outcome of where they're sitting, it could be a different preparation in terms of a mindset. For me, I always respect Bethany and their skills and their athletes. They're certainly athletic enough to compete with anybody. It's just going to be a matter of execution, and can they do it in a 60-minute mode? And that's really the stress that we put on Bethany, and that's why we've had success all 3 phases.
It is Hall of Fame weekend here at Westminster. Family weekend as well. Coach Brandon Robinson leads the Bethany Bison. Let's check in with a third member of our broadcast crew, Ethan Kurtz, live on the field today.
Thank you, Mark. Coach Brandon Robinson is the guy that leads this herd of Bison. It's his 4th year in charge of Bethany. He was previously the offensive coordinator at Baldwin Wallace and Wheeling. He's put it together a 2-31 record in charge of Bethany, with his first win coming against Hiram, back then a member of the NCAC, now, of course, the most recent member of the PAC. He is 0-3 against Westminster in his career, looking for his first win against the Titans here this afternoon.
And it's a beautiful sunny day. Tell us about the weather down there.
Yeah, Mark, it might be October, but it doesn't feel like it. 77 and sunny here in New Wilmington. Perfect weather for some PAC football.
Thank you very much. We'll be hearing from Ethan throughout the game, with Peyton and Damian working the camera down there as well. Let's take a look at the standings in the PAC.
Checking out the PAC standings, Geneva and Waynesburg tied for first, both 2-0 in PAC play. Westminster and W&J behind them. Hiram, Case Western, and Allegheny 5, 6, and 7. Grove City and Bethany tied at 8, and St. Vincent and Teal bringing up the rear.
And the games today in the PAC.
Other than the Bison being hosted by the Titans, we've got a few PAC games around the conference. W&J and Hiram, Allegheny versus Waynesburg, Case Western Reserve and St. Vincent, and the nightcap, Grove City versus the hot Geneva Golden Tornadoes.
Take a look at the Titans' schedule to date. A loss in the opener against Marietta 12-8, but then back-to-back wins at Franklin and Marshall. And then 2 weeks ago at Case Western, Titans with a bye last week. Interesting enough that both Westminster and Bethany, the last team they played was Case Western Reserve. Let's take a look at that Bethany schedule.
Yeah, speaking of Bethany, that Case game, 55-0 loss. Bethany not had the start of the season they wanted to. Sewanee and Kalamazoo, 2 top D3 programs, and then Case Western, as you mentioned last week. After the Titans today, they've got St. Vincent and Hiram at home the next 2 weeks.
Pretty long history for the Westminster Titans, going back all the way to 1909 with Bethany.
Yeah, you could say that. The Titans dominate this series history, 47-12-2 record, a 10-game win streak currently. Westminster won that first matchup in 1909, 35-0. Last year, Titans started off sloppy in the first half, going into halftime 21-7, or 14-7, my apologies. Ended up winning it 49-7 at the end.
Taking a look at some of the comparison stats on these two teams, one that jumps out at me is that points per game. Westminster at 21 points a game to just 4 points a game for Bethany. And that rushing, Westminster number 1 in the PAC, over 170 yards per game. So far on this season, just 11 yards a game offensively on the ground for the Bethany squad.
Yeah, looking at some more of those stats, Westminster's defense been dominant. They are first in points per game allowed on the defensive side. You see the defensive numbers at the bottom. Bethany gives up over 500 yards a game on defense. The Titans stout on the defensive side.
We'll take a break when we come back. The key players for both teams stay with us. It's Westminster and Bethany on your home of the Titans, WCN.
Sunset Lanes, offering bowling, food, and drinks, located at 1218 Idaho Street in Farrell, Pennsylvania. Sunset Lanes open every day until midnight, closed on Sundays. Call 724-981-9363 or visit online at bowlingoftheballs.rocks.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Ed & Jerry's Auto Service, 275 North Market Street in New Wilmington, offering auto repair, maintenance, and towing services since 1964. Ed & Jerry's Auto Service open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Mark Slazak back here at Westminster College with Jacob Rhodes and Ethan Kurtz. Westminster taking on Bethany. Some of the key players in this one, first of all, for the Westminster College Titans, it's the return of the starting quarterback, Ty McGowan. Ty returns after missing 2 games with an injury. He was injured in Game 1 on the scramble at the end of the game. His career-long 26-yard run, but hurt his shoulder. Gets a little bit of extra padding, expected to be back today. Able to do pretty much everything football-wise that he needs to do. It'll be interesting to see if he ends up taking any hits. The Titans are going to try to get the ball out quick with Ty. He's a 4-year starter, and 3,719 yards in his career place him 9th all-time for the Titans. Bright Cannon continues to be a bright spot for the Titans, now leading D3 in kickoff returns with over a 42-yard average, and Bright also leading the Titans in receptions. Dylan Sleva has 5 straight games with 12 or more tackles, now a Campbell Trophy semifinalist. 33 players left for the Heisman of the academic side, the Campbell Trophy. And D3football.com honored Dillon as a player of the week after his game against Case with 15 tackles. Gene Gary Joseph, 3 pass breakups. How about that? Ties the team lead for that, knocking the ball away at the line of scrimmage. Also had his second career interception against Case a week ago. Let's take a look at Bethany.
Heading over to Bethany, not the quarterback they expected to be starting in Week 5. Trent Huffman replaced Brett Phillips, the star freshman quarterback last year, injured in the first half opener against Sewanee. 2,000-plus career yards in his first season plus that first half. Huffman doing his job, 32 for 59 thus far this season, and about 225 yards. Next key player going to be Cam Bailey. Cam Bailey, 8th in the PAC in tackles with 27 and 2 TFLs as well. The leading receiver for this Bison group is Jacoby Jones. 12 receptions, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Had 8 receptions in that last game against Case. And last but not least, TJ Owensby, the starting running back. Nearly 300 career yards, looking for that first touchdown today.
Yeah, you mentioned Brett Phillips, the dynamic quarterback, just played a half the first game. He's over 2,000 years career passing in his season a year ago plus today. So he's had a great career, but he's kind of the guy that made him go and really not the guy that expected to be on the bench. Played just half a game. They've only had 1 touchdown pass this year, and that was from Phillips in game number 1 early in the season. Keep an eye on that. Our officials today look like this.
Bethany's won the toss. Elected to defer.
You can hear our referee right there in Ryan Novosel. He's our referee. Bethany won the toss. They deferred. We also have Steve Hoover at the umpire spot. Todd Pachonik.
Westminster will receive.
Todd Pachonik is the head linesman. Mark Armstrong, the line judge. Michael Bruno, the field judge. Braden Ballard, the side judge. Alex Rowan, the back judge. Our officials today. Westminster wearing navy blue head to toe in this one with a white helmet, the white numbers, and the white trim. And the Bethany Bison will wear a white uniform top, green pants, a green number, and a white helmet. Since Westminster will get the ball first, let's take a look at the Westminster starting offense.
Westminster starting offense, Ty McGowan, you talked about it. The field general back at the helm of the offense. Running back Clayton Cannon. The trio of receivers, Bright Cannon, Tate Beachy, and Christian Bailey. Nate Wadsworth getting the start on tight end and across the line left to right. Dante Campani, Kyle Crown, Jack Kreider, Gage Dagonski, and Braden Micah.
And a quick look at the Bethany starting defense.
Bethany defense starting with the front 7. The defensive end, Amarian Williams and Cam Bailey. Grant Snyder and Tristan Tubbs in the middle. Kainoa Valles, Blackwell, Charlie Desea, and Isaac Swagger, the backers. Devin Colson, Blake Adams at cornerback, and Khalil Berry and Josh Shepperson back deep for the Bison.
Beautiful afternoon for football, as Ethan told us. Bright sunny skies. If you're out here, you're not thinking October, you're thinking still summer, and the crowd shows it. A couple umbrellas are up in the stands to provide a little bit of shade. The tank tops and the shorts are still part of it. And you actually helped yourself by cooling off on the way in when you tried to jump the creek and partially fell in on the way down here. You could tell us that story.
Yeah, going to crew call, or going to pregame and run through, kind of try to take a shortcut across the creek, and my khakis got a little wet. You know, we're here, though, and no one would have noticed unless she brought it up.
So did my lanyard and name tag, which still has water inside of it, but we'll shake that out and be ready for this one as well. Demir White and Bright Cannon are deep to return for the Titans, as it will be Langley to kick off. Langley's had a heck of a year as a punter. Was D3Football.com Player of the Week after the opener. We had 7 punts for 315 yards in that game. Langley at 6'5" is the tallest of the kickers and punters in the PAC. We are underway here at Westminster. It's a very short kick that will bounce and be grabbed by the Titans. As Palish falling on the ball at about the 42. So they wanted to keep the ball away from Bright Cannon, and they certainly did. But will give Westminster great field position as they will start their opening drive at the 42-yard line.
Absolutely. Ty McGowan making his return, only playing home games thus far for the Titans. Titans offense looking to get underway against that Bethany defense who struggled thus far in the season.
Certainly was not a typical Ty McGowan game in the opener, just 9 of 20 passing, as Marietta has proven to be a pretty good foe for everybody so far this year. Titans going to send Beachy and Grayson to the near side. Wadsworth, the tight end, will crab right to left and back to the right again. Cannon is wide left. It's a handoff the middle. Clayton Cannon Jr. across the 50 to the 45 and inside the 40-yard line before he's knocked down on a great opening run by Clayton Cannon Jr.
Yeah, I spoke to Clayton earlier in the week. He said he's looking for a big game, 150 on the ground he said he wanted.
150 would be amazing. He has yet to crack the 100 mark as a starting back. But right there, a career-long run for Clayton Cannon on first down. The ball at the 41-yard line of Bethany. Right Cannon is wide left. Brock Koval now the tight end on the left side. To the near side is Lawrence Grayson. Wadsworth, another tight end, is both swift to the right before Koval back in motion left. McGowan on first down. Will a hand again to Cannon Jr. right side. Makes a quick move at the 40, through a leg tackle, and then working down near the 35-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds.
2 runs now to Clayton Cannon Jr., 2 positive plays. Looking to be the bell cow back today for Westminster.
67 yards in the game against Case. 13 minutes, 53 seconds here, opening quarter. Second down and 5 from the 36-yard line of Bethany. Right Cannon will be out wide to the right. Clayton Cannon Jr. the back beside McGowan. 2 receivers left. From the 36 of Bethany, Titans opening drive. Ty McGowan takes the snap, hands to Cannon Jr. up the middle, 20, 15, 30 to the 25, still on his feet and struggles down near the 20-yard line. He's going to pick up another first down on another chunk run for Clayton Cannon Jr.
Yeah, easy to keep your quarterback, Ty McGowan, who's maybe a little banged up. Healthy, keep giving it to Clayton Cannon Jr. Positive play after positive play, chunk play after chunk play. Nearing the red zone now are the Titans.
A special mention that didn't think that Bethany had been strong against the run in early film study. They're going to try to be a lot of the run, the power run. Demir White now checks in for the Titans. 1st and 10 from the 22 with 12:58 on the first quarter clock. Wadsworth moves in motion right to left. And this time it's a handoff to Demir White. And Demir hit at the line of scrimmage, but stays on his feet, breaks a tackle inside the 20 and down near the 15-yard line.
Titans dominating on the ground thus far. 3 to Clay, 1 to Demir now. Averaging over 7 yards a carry of the Titans.
32 yards last week against, or 2 weeks ago against Case, last game. Titans were off last week. Worked a lot on the intermediate passing game to the Titans. Sean O'Shea has started the last 2 games and played pretty well in the absence of McGowan. 2nd down and 4 from the 16 of Bethany. Westminster moving left to right on their opening drive. Demir White the back, and it'll be a hand to White. A cut back up the middle, and White on his feet inside the 15 and down to about the 13-yard line. Looks like he'll be a little bit short of the first down.
Yeah, very different this year compared to last year. Demir White and Clayton Cannon, the 2 premier backs for the Titans. Last year, 5, 6, 7 guys they had, but those 2 proven to be dominant thus far in this game.
Been a nice little rotation with White and Cannon Jr. in the backfield, as you mentioned, this year. Both getting opportunities. The Titans came in leading the conference, 170 yards per game on the ground. Grayson is wide right, Cannon left. Under center now is McGowan, and he'll turn and hand off, and it's Cannon Jr. is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and knocked down. Cam Bailey, the leading tackler for Bethany, going to knock him down on what was 3rd and short, and now set up 4th down and about 2.
Yeah, Cam Bailey, leader in tackles, and now adding another TFL to his stat sheet for the season. Clay looked to bounce back on that run, couldn't quite get the lane, and like you said, 4th and short now for Westminster.
11:16 here in this first quarter clock. Westminster going to go for it on 4th down and 2 from the 14-yard line. Grayson left, Bright Cannon right, Wadsworth tight left side, shotgun for McGowan. Ty takes the snap, hands to Cannon Jr. He's up the middle, 3, 2, 1, and a touchdown! Oh, the hole was huge, and Clayton Cannon Jr. into the end zone for the Titans score.
Clayton Cannon been the bell cow for that back. Well over 200 yards now on the season. Put 6 on the board early for the Titans in the running game. Nonetheless, you said they led in rushing per game, also lead in yards per attempt, upping that right there on that drive.
Well, Westminster on the board on their opening drive. We can see the replay here. And look at the hole in front of Clayton Cannon Jr. that this offensive line opens up. Extra point attempt, the kick is up. And the kick is good. We'll get back to that replay in a second. But Andrew Carano with a point after Westminster leads 7-0. Let's look at that replay again and watch that hole in the offensive line.
You see Ty motion Wadsworth from right to left. Gets the snap, hands to Clayton, and he didn't not even an arm tackle, I don't think, wide open right into the end zone for an easy 6 for Westminster early.
We'll take a break. Westminster 7, Bethany nothing. Back with more in a moment. Your home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Reed Activewear, offering men's and women's activewear and custom embroidery. Located at 1610 West Jackson Street in Painesville, Ohio. Reed Activewear, open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, closed on weekends. Visit reedactivewear.biz or call 440-352-7433.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Gilliland's Market, offering quality meats and groceries at 109 South Market Street in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. Gilliland's Market, open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Friday 9 to 6, and Saturday 9 to 3, closed on Sundays.
Westminster Titans down the field on their opening drive. 58-yard touchdown drive. Corona set to kickoff. And the kickoff grabbed on the far side to the 20 and to about the 22. I think it was Biersing on the return. Jeremiah Biersing had a 92-yard touchdown earlier this year. He'll be in. 14-yard touchdown run by Clayton Cannon for the Titans. Get those drive numbers for you in a while, shortly as well. Westminster right down the field on the opening drive to get points on the board. Let's take a look at the offense quickly for Bethany.
Bethany offense, we mentioned missing Brett Phillips. Trent Huffman, the starting quarterback. We'll get to the rest of the offense after this play.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Motion in the set, and the handoff on the jet sweep to Biersing. Going to be hit, going to be dropped. As the Titans into the backfield to make the play. Back at the 15-yard line.
Gavin Nagy making the play for Westminster, the TFL there. We'll get to that Bethany offense real quick from left to right on the offensive line. We got a replay of it, actually. Palich couldn't get there. Nagy comes down, gets a TFL early for the Titans.
Well, Nagy getting that chance in the defensive backfield to start the game and come up with a big play. Titans looking to blitz a lot against what has been a very tough offensive line start for Bethany. Here's a blitz up the middle, and it's Huffman rolling right. He's going to throw it, and he's going to throw it over the head of the intended receiver far side and out of bounds, intended over there for Brian Butler. Rest of that offense?
The rest of that offensive line, talking about that offensive line going from left to right. Elijah Morgan Washington, Nick Lipinski, Alex Beaver, Sean DeSana, Josiah Carroll, the quarterback Trent Huffman we talked about, TJ Owensby, the receiver trio of Brian Butler, Jacoby Jones, and Jermaine Biersing, and the tight end Lance Floyd for the Bison.
So it's a 3rd down and 16 for Bethany. Moving right to left on their opening drive. Trent Huffman, the quarterback. 3 receivers, right, 1 left. Press coverage for the Titans. The linebackers look like they want to blitz. They're coming. Here's Huffman. He throws under pressure, and it's out of bounds. Threw it wide, again intended for Butler, but the pressure up the middle, Sleva and others lead that Westminster D.
Looking at that Westminster defense from left to right on the offense or the defensive line, Gene Gary Joseph, Sonny Kazanzale, Jordan Gore getting the start today, Mason Manos, Wes Don to the linebackers, Dylan Sleva, Mason Palich, and Aiden Fletcher, the DBs, Lamont Austin and Bright Cannon, and back deep, Ricky Cooper and Devin Mila.
Nagy in there as well with an early start, giving him an opportunity. Titans will send 2 returners, punt returners, back near midfield. Bright Cannon is back. Mila is back as well. Langley's punt. There's fair catch called for and taken by Mila. And he looks up and said, sun was in my eyes a bit, didn't want to run that one, so he'll take that one. Let's go down to Ethan Kurtz. And we'll get down to Ethan in a second. Grabs the mic. He's ready. Here's Ethan.
Yeah, Marcus, Westminster get back on the field here. Ty McGowan, so many great things to say in that huddle. His first game back. Him and Jake Miller, who might be listed as the 3rd or 4th string guy on this depth chart, a guy that this team loves and will root for. Him and McGowan very close, and we're so excited after that opening drive score.
Thank you very much, Ethan. 10:01 on our clock here in this first quarter of action. Westminster with a 7-0 lead. Titans start even a little bit better on this field position to start at the 48-yard line. Back to pass McGowan. He looks, he loads, he's going deep. Bright's open, he caught it. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Titans. The future is bright, and the Titans up 13-0.
One play, 1 touchdown for the second drive of the game. Hey, QB1 looks pretty good, airing it out to Bright Cannon there on the far side. We see a replay of it. McGowan 3-step drop, has his guy, lets it fly. right cannon, tracks it perfectly. And that's all she wrote. Another 6 for the Titans.
52-yard play from McGowan to Cannon. And Cannon just continues to rack up now his 8th 50-plus play in his career. Here's Karana to attempt the extra point at the goal to our right. Sanson will hold. Snap is back. Ball is down. Kick is up. And the kick is good. With 9 minutes and 51 seconds to go in the first quarter, Westminster leads Bethany by a score of 14-0. We're back with more in a moment on.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by the Inn on Market in New Wilmington. The Inn on Market, located directly across from Westminster College, offers upscale overnight accommodations. Learn more about the Inn on Market by visiting its website at theinnonmarket.com or calling 724-699-9981.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Dev's Books Market. Dev's Books Market, located at 3384 Perry Highway in Newcastle, offering gas, grocery, fresh deli favorites, propane refills, diesel, and so much more waiting for you. Open weekdays from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Dev's Books Market, your one-stop shop in Newcastle, from books to bites to beyond.
We're back here at Westminster's Memorial Field on Hall of Fame weekend. A part of those festivities at the half. It's also family weekend, and the Titans on a one-play drive score the Bright Cannon 52-yard pass from Ty McGowan. Corona to kick off. We go to the far side for Beersing, who takes it about the 7-yard line. Middle of the field to the 15 to the 20 and knocked down as he crosses the 25. We'll mark him at the 27-yard line. 7 plays, 58 yards on drive 1 for Westminster. And 1 play, 52 yards on drive 2.
Yeah, making it look easy, the Westminster offense. Talked about the first half of last year's game wasn't how they wanted it to be. Coming out early, punching Bethany in the mouth.
2 receivers will come to the near side. One back in the set to the left of Huffman. 2 receivers right now. Beersing in motion. Beersing rolls left, pressure coming. He's hit. He's sacked and ripped down. As coming into the backfield and making the play was Ricky Cooper on the blitz for the sack.
Ricky Cooper listed as a safety, more of a linebacker, blowing up the play there. Owensby not a chance to block. Cooper gets the sack.
He was quickly into the backfield. No chance for Huffman, and unfortunately, that's kind of been the story for the quarterback for Bethany, Huffman, who has relieved the injured Brett Phillips. 2nd down, rolling right, Huffman fires into the flat. This one's caught and spinning through a tackle and into traffic on the far side. It's going to be Tymir Cardona. He's pulled down there. So it'll be a 3rd down and long.
Gavin Nagy making plays early. The freshman hasn't seen much time this year from North Lima, Ohio, South Range, about 5 minutes from my house. Local kid making plays for the Titans on defense early.
See Ricky Cooper up near the line, kind of playing that hybrid spot, linebacker, defensive back, and it'll be 4 wides for Bethany here on 3rd down and 13 from the 24. Huffman back to pass, fire slant, and it's off the fingertips of the intended receiver. Trying to make a dive and grab it there was Charvez Brooks, but he couldn't pull it in. That probably would have been good for a 1st down if he could hang on. Would have been a tough catch, but had an opportunity to Bethany, but instead it's a 4th down and a punting situation.
Yeah, Westminster playing that double mug defense, had both backers up. Palich went back to cover, and the kind of shallow zone coverage had the in-crosser, in-breaker for a 1st down. Couldn't quite connect, could Huffman.
We mentioned Langley's success as a punter, so because of that, the Titans with 2 receivers deep to return, again in Cannon and Mila. Here's a high booming kick. Mila races back to about the 32, lets it bounce. It takes a Bethany bounce and then rolls out of bounds. Boy, it's not great when your star player is the punter, but what a year so far for the punter Langley, as he's had 40, 50-yard punts. He's had a long of 60. He has 3 inside the 20 on the season, actually 5 on the season inside the 20, and not many returned. So had just 1 punt blocked on the year, but he has been fantastic for them with some fantastic numbers in all of college football as a punter.
Yeah, on Westminster's end, too, their punter hasn't been too shabby either. Craig Sanson Jr., second in the PAC in yards per punt when he's had to. But as the offense is going so far, I'm not sure if Craig's going to be used much today.
I think it's just one time that Bethany's been punted to this year. They have no punt returns. Here's McGowan at the quarterback in the shotgun set. Bright Cannon to the near side. Grayson far side. It's Demir White, the back to the right of McGowan. And it's a quick throw near side, and Cannon's out there again, and he makes a sideline catch. Able to tiptoe and get it in right around midfield. A nice lob right into the breadbasket of McGowan to Cannon. And the Titans with a first down as they cross midfield.
Perfect throw there from McGowan to Cannon right over the top of the DB, Karan Thomas. Kind of not back shoulder, over the shoulder by the sideline. Bright, good footwork, gets the catch. Having a good day as a sophomore All-American.
Came in leading the team in receptions. Has not had that really huge breakout offensive game. He's had some amazing games in the kick return game. Here's a hit up near side. Demir White makes a cut back at the 40. He's off to the race at the sideline to 30. And will dive inside the 20-yard line. Demir White with a fantastic run. He is the lightning bolt of the backfield, and he showed it right there.
Thunder and lightning, so to say. Demir White with his longest rush as a Westminster Titan. The transfer last year from Robert Morris breaks one off inside the red zone now for the Titans on their third drive of the game.
Yeah, career high long on the run there for Demir White. Titans in the red zone at the 17-yard line. 7:19 on our clock here in the first quarter. 14-0 Westminster. Grayson wide right, slot right is Cannon. A couple of big catches already for Bright Cannon, including a touchdown. McGowan in the shotgun. Demir White on his right hip. And it's a handoff to White with a cutback. He's at the 10. He's running for the corner to the 5. Reaches out, and he's going to be down. Boy, nearly lost the football the 1-yard line as he reached out. But the official called him down at the 1. First and goal, Westminster.
Demir White moving in 2x speed, it looks like, making cuts, flashes of lightning there. Now you see him, now you don't. Nearly to the end zone, to the 1-yard line. I'm guessing they're going to give it to him here. Cap this drive off that he's carried with a touchdown.
Titans bring Torres into the lineup. He'll go wide left. Cannon wide left as well. Bright Cannon is to the left of McGowan. 2 tight ends on the right side. First and goal from the 1. Hand off White. He's into the end zone untouched. A touchdown for Demir White. And the Titans lead 20-0.
Just like that, Demir White, 2 big runs, gets his with the 6. Westminster up 20-0, pending the PAT. I mean, wasn't touched to the goal line. Demir White, like I said, extends this lead to 20-0 prior to the PAT. Westminster all over Bethany.
Coach Mundus and the offensive line are going to be pleased when they watch film and see 2 touchdowns where the running back doesn't get touched into the end zone. Here's Karana, extra point attempt at the goal to our right. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. With 6 minutes and 18 seconds to go here in the first quarter, Westminster has taken the lead by a score of 21-0. We're back in a moment in your home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Pizza Joe's in New Wilmington, offering pizza, stromboli and calzones, subs, wings, and salads. Pizza Joe's open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. at 209 South Market Street in New Wilmington.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Riardo's Bar and Grill, offering homemade Italian dishes, game nights on Mondays, and trivia nights on Wednesdays. Located at 1223 East Washington Street in Newcastle. Riardo's Bar and Grill, opening at 4 p.m. every day and closed on Sundays. Visit riardos.com or call 724-698-7259.
Another touchdown drive for the Titans. 21-0 Westminster. Let's go down to Ethan Kurtz. Ethan.
Yeah, obviously offense has been the star of the show today, but defensively, Westminster are very pleased with how they're playing. They want to make this a long day for this Bison offense. Ricky Cooper with the sack. He had 7 tackles last year, and they want to keep seeing that. More big plays on the defensive end and making sure this Bethany offense gets nothing going.
Karana's kick. And there's a couple of returners back there, but grabbed on the near side. I think that's Charvez. He's going to run it to the outside across the 25 to about the 30-yard line on the kick return by Charvez Brooks. And the offense back out there.
watching on WCN right now, if you head over to the Titan Radio mobile app, you can send us a shout out via the free Titan Radio mobile app and let us know where you listen to Titan Radio from. Just tap the little microphone icon in the app, record a quick message with your name and where you're listening from, hit the cloud icon to send. It's just that simple. If you add a little bit of creativity, you could hear yourself in your shout out on 88.9 FM commercial free Titan Radio.
You're going to need a lot of creativity to get on, but good luck to you. Here's a handoff to Owensby up the middle, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and pushed back maybe a yard on the play. This drive starting on the 32-yard line of Bethany. And Jaden Jackson wearing number 5, if you see him on your screen there, making his first start of the season, return to the lineup after suffering an injury in camp. So good to see Jaden back in there.
Absolutely, knee injury, but back on the gridiron is 5.
Second down and 9. Huffman, quick throw, far side. It's a catch, slipping through the tackle on the far side as well. It is going to be the receiver, Jacoby Jones. And Jones will pick up Bethany's first down of the game.
Yeah, Huffman on the backside got slammed by Dante Curry, but you see the great pass to Jones, breaks the tackle from Davis, and Austin hit by Mila to stop the play. Bethany now to the 45.
Interesting blitz package there with Davis in coverage. Here's Huffman, quick throw, far side, caught again by Jones, and Jones going to be thrown out of bounds right around midfield.
Keeping it short, keeping it simple. You mentioned the offensive lineman kind of rough to the quarterbacks of Bethany this year, getting them out quick, making sure their quarterback doesn't get hit and injured again. Jacoby Jones, 92 receiving yards on the season, 8 catches in his last game against Case, showing out so far today.
Was their only touchdown catch of the year against Sewanee in game 1. Second down and 4 with 4:47 first quarter. 21-0 Westminster leads. 3 times they've touched the ball, 3 times the Titans have scored. Here's Huffman with, again, Titans showing blitz. Huffman adjusting his back in the backfield. Takes the snap, the hand to Owensby, trying to bounce it outside left's got some room. 50, 45, and out of bounds with a first down. One of the better runs of the year for Owensby and this Bethany squad. And it will be a first down to the Titan 40-yard line.
Yeah, something this offense has not been able to do so far this year, Bethany. They're last in yards per attempt, last in rushing, only about 12 yards a game. Owensby putting a stiff arm on DeAndre Charles there and getting a big gain.
There's Huffman rolling to his right, looks into the flat. This pass is going to be caught. And did it pop out late? Nope, they're going to call it a catch. A catch on the far side on the diving play. Biersing there on the play makes the catch. It'll bring up a second down and 2, and you see the adjustment by Coach Robinson trying to get the ball out quickly as possible out of the hands
Ruling
of
on the
Huffman.
field is an incomplete pass.
And now they did say incomplete pass. All right, so take that one off. Put the ball back then, right?
Yeah, got to move the ball if it's an incomplete pass.
Complete.
Oh, hold on.
A little bit of confusion
If
here.
they said incomplete, the ball's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Even with that run by Owensby, overall -3 yards rushing in the game so far for the Bethany squad, averaging only about 11 per game. So now the officials make the adjustment for the incomplete pass.
Yeah, that last
Bethany
play.
was trying to run the play, and I don't blame them at all. Run the play.
Yeah, I saw Huffman there trying to get a quick snap, but that last play, Westminster subbed in their ones on their defensive line. Wes Donner had a great season so far for the Titans. 3rd in TFLs in the PAC and tied for 3rd in sacks, averaging 1 a game, the sophomore.
I like the season that Wes Donner has had. All the defensive line has played so well for Westminster. Second down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Cole will motion to the right. It's Huffman back to pass. Pressure on the outside. Huffman rolls. He looks, and he's going to throw it down the field. It's incomplete. And a couple of receivers over there. Jacob Burns may have been the closest one, but the ball out of bounds. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Running for his life there. Huffman chased by Cooper and Palich. Just barely gets it out. Gets that one incomplete. 3rd down and 10. 3:45 remaining in this opening quarter. Westminster leads 21-0 in New Wilmington.
Tamir White with a touchdown run. Wright Cannon with a touchdown catch. Clayton Cannon with a touchdown run thus far for the Titans. 2 receivers will go to the right side in Jones and Biersing. 2 receivers to the near side as well. 3rd down and 10 from the Westminster 40. Motion across the formation in Cardona. And it's Huffman back to pass. Looks, fire, slant pattern. He's going to be caught. And unable to break the tackle was Jacob Burns. And Burns is going to be a little bit short of the first down to the 32-yard line, bringing up 4th down.
Burns got a unique build, 6'4", 165, makes the slant catch there, going for it on 4th here.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Huffman with a hard count trying to drive Westminster offside. And the Titans staying disciplined. And now look to the sideline to Coach Robinson to see if they will go for it. Why not? 4th down and 2 from the 32 and already down 21. 3:11 to go in the first quarter clock. Huffman. Scott Grant to his right. Takes the snap, and he looks, and he lobs, and he's near side, and it's knocked away by Lamont Austin. They tried to use that size advantage you mentioned as they tried to go to the 6'4 Burns, but just able to get a hand on it was Lamont Austin, and Lamont makes a nice play here on the lower half of your screen.
Yeah, the first read, back shoulder, kind of Lamont gets a hand there, kind of ends up on his head right here, headstand at the end of the play. The reigning PAC Newcomer of the Year makes a play for the Titans. Turnover on downs. Westminster offense been hot thus far, getting the ball back here.
So the best drive of Bethany ends with no points.
Absolutely. Today is family day at Westminster College, but October 18th is Westminster's homecoming and reunion weekend. Events this year include campus tours, kids activities, class reunions, an escape room, and of course the big game and the crowning of the King and Queen, and so much more. Visit westminster.edu/alumni today for full details.
So Westminster takes over again on offense. Ty McGowan making his second start of the season. Coming back from a shoulder injury, got some extra padding on that right shoulder underneath his shoulder pads. And it'll be McGowan handing off to Cannon Jr., left side 35, and rumbles out near the 40-yard line.
Gain of 7, 8, 9 every single time the Titans hand it off. First drive was Clayton Cannon. Second drive was a Bright Cannon, one-play touchdown. Third was Demir White, now back to Clay.
Both Cannon and White over 50 yards rushing apiece in the first quarter, and White will check in as Cannon limps off a bit. Second down and 2. 2:29 on our rolling clock here in quarter number 1. Westminster leading 21-0. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And McGowan takes the snap, and he looks, and he loads, and it's a slant over the middle. And Tate Beachy makes the catch. Beachy with a catch inside the 40 and slides down to the 38-yard line. Bethany says they have the ball, but Beachy was down on the play. But Tate Beachy keeps his impressive streak of games alive in catching the football. It's now a 24-game catch streak for Beachy. Career catch number 61.
61 times from McGowan to Beachy. That moon connection on the post pattern in the middle. Kind of got high load on the tackle, held onto the ball. Ground made it pop out there at the end.
Titans will send 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. First and 10 from the 37 of Bethany. And the snap to McGowan, and the handoff near side. And that's Cannon Jr. Across the 30 and pushing. We're close to a first. Actually, that's Walt Phillips on the carry. Walt Phillips gets his first carry into the lineup for the Westminster offense.
Walt Phillips had an interesting career as a Westminster Titan. Started off as a running back, then transitioned to linebacker. Got hurt last year. Kind of moves around, running back, linebacker. Had some cornerback snaps. He's only had 3 carries for 17 yards in his career.
Against Franklin and Marshall. Torres and Beachy will go to the left. Wadsworth motions to the right. Titans have Christian Bailey out wide to the right. Here's a quick throw. It's for Bailey. Makes the catch, and he's in the red zone with a leaping catch for the first down for Christian Bailey. As he continues to add slowly to his Titan totals at 1 catch in the game against Franklin Marshall, 1 catch in the game against Case, and a big one right there for a first down for Westminster. 3 games that he's made catches this year for Bailey, his first 3 catches of his career.
Yeah, trying to catch up to Tate Beachy on that catch streak there. But
it's a ways to go there.
Real easy to pass the ball on RPO when the run game's going so well.
Bailey is back out wide and left Torres to the right. 17 seconds in the quarter. Here's a handoff up the middle. Demir White cuts back at the 10. And White pushes down maybe to the 9-yard line. And that should be the last play of the first quarter. What a quarter it was for the Titans. They score 3 times. And Westminster, after 1, leads Bethany by a score of 21-0. We're back with quarter 2, and we return on your home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Sunset Lanes, offering bowling, food, and drinks. Located at 1218 Idaho Street in Farrell, Pennsylvania. Sunset Lanes open every day until midnight, closed on Sundays. Call 724-981-9999 9363 or visit online at bowlingoftheballs.rocks.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Gilliland's Market, offering quality meats and groceries at 109 South Market Street in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. Gilliland's Market, open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Friday 9 to 6, and Saturday 9 to 3, closed on Sundays.
We're back here, Mark Slazak along with Jacob Rhodes. Let's go to the sidelines. The third member of our crew is Ethan Kurtz. Let's go down to Ethan.
Thank you, Mark and Jacob. A great return so far for Ty McGowan. Last year against Bethany, he was 10 for 15, 160 yards, and 3 touchdowns. 2 of those to Tate Beachy, who Mark loves to call the magician, but somebody that's made some crazy catches so far. Bright cannon along the sideline. Maybe could earn himself a nickname like that, but a great start for Westminster offensively, and they'd love to keep that going here in the second quarter.
Thank you. McGowan will fire near side. White catches it with a cutback in the 5, 3, 2, 1, and he's in! Touchdown, Titans! Demir White does it right, and he's into the end zone yet again.
Demir White making it look easy, juking left, right, center, gets in to the end zone here on the swing pass. McGowan instantly looks for his man White, makes a cutback right, makes a cutback left, right, left, gets into the end zone, another 6.
Just zipping back and forth like a video game with Demir White for his second touchdown of the game. Andrew Corona trying for his 4th extra point of the game as they'll kick at the goal to our left. Snap is back, the ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 14 minutes and 54 seconds to go, 56 seconds to go the first quarter, it is now Westminster 28 and Bethany nothing. We'll just keep it here and a chance to talk a little bit about this Westminster blood drive.
Absolutely. Join us for our on-campus blood drive, a meaningful opportunity to make a difference and help save lives from noon to 5:30 p.m. Thursday, October 9th in Westminster's Berlin Lounge. If you are healthy and eligible, please come out to donate. Most donations take around an hour. Whether you're a first-time donor or a regular, your donation is vital and deeply appreciated. Make your appointment now at www.redcrossblood.org.
Extra point there by Corona. He continues his fine season. He is now 11 out of 11 on extra points and 2 of 2 on the field goal tries. There's a couple of touchbacks on the season as well. That good kicker is a guy that you don't talk much about sometimes. Any of those stats jumping out from the first quarter?
Just talking about the rushing, I mean, it was something we brought up in the pregame. Westminster in that first quarter, 13 rushes for 124 yards, nearly averaging, double digits, 10 yards a rush. Demir White gets in the end zone there. 2 touchdowns for the former RMU transfer, senior Demir White, making his presence known.
And there's a touchback kickoff into the end zone. A little bit of a breeze off Britton Lake. And into the end zone for the 3rd touchback of the year for Corona. And that is always something that coaches appreciate. You see Coach Benzel actually stepping out onto the field to meet Andrew as he makes his way off. Coach Benzel is a tough guy to please if you're a kicker sometimes. He wants a ball in a certain spot every time, and if not, it's on you.
Certain
and
spot.
Corona came through right there.
Certain spot each time, and every time through the uprights if possible.
No doubt about it. See a little bit of that breeze blowing in from the lake to our right on your screen. And Huffman back at it, ready to start this drive. 1st and 10 at the 25. And up the middle, Owensby, and there is nowhere to go. Stuffing the play in the middle of that was Deshaun McBride, the junior defensive lineman, to make the play.
Yeah, a game that's 28-0. Some other guys get to show their prowess, and the defensive line definitely the deepest position group of the Westminster Titans football team. And McBride making a play there.
2nd down and 10. Huffman with a hard count. And now they'll look to the sideline to Coach Robinson and staff. Offensive coordinator Briar DeSanti. There's motion across the formation by Cole. 2 receivers now to the right. Handoff Owensby. Owensby stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard on the play.
Westminster blitzing 5 or 6 every single play. No push from the Bethany Bison offensive line. Really shows to that 0.5 yards a carry. Westminster being stout in the front 7 thus far.
So gain of 1. 3rd down and 9. Touchdown drive for Westminster with 6 plays and 68 yards with that Demir White touchdown. Bethany with 6 carries for -2 here at 13:33 to go in the second quarter. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left on 3rd and 9. Back to pass Huffman, fires far side, and the pass is knocked away. It's Beyondre Charles with now his team leading 4th pass breakup as he'll pass Gene Gary and Ricky Cooper with that one and knock it away. The freshman who's battled some injury over the bye, able to leap over the top and use that length to knock it away.
Yeah, showing kind of flashbacks of an old Titan cornerback. Kevin right there, the frame of Charles breaking on that curl pattern, gets the break up there, and as you mentioned, passes Gene Gary Joseph, our defensive tackle / defensive end for the team lead in PBUs.
So Langley's set to punt. He will stand at about the 13-yard line. Mila is back deep. Oh, big rush up the middle. Wilden almost had a piece of that. Cannon is back as well. He'll take it at the 35. Cannon up the middle, 40, 45, and runs into traffic just short of midfield. But Dane Wilden almost had a block and maybe a roughing as well as he came flying in on Langley on that punt, but a nice return and great field position again for the Titans.
Yeah, speaking of, most returners wouldn't catch that one and take it in that case with a few defenders to your side, behind, in front of you. Cannon says, why not? Takes it to about the 48-yard line, nearly midfield for Westminster, who leads 28-0 in this second quarter.
We'll get to Dar Huey trivia shortly. We'll get to Ethan as well. So after this play, we'll go to Ethan after this play, and then we'll do some trivia. Titans up 28-0, 13-13 to go here in the first half. And McGowan takes the low snap, the hand off the middle. Cannon Jr., 45, 40, he's off to the races! 20, 10, 5, it's a touchdown! Clayton Cannon Jr., touchdown Titans!
Talk to Clay, I said earlier in the week, and that 150 rushing yards doesn't seem too far-fetched now. Mark Clay breaks one off the far side, finds a gap in the C gap, and then it's just off to the races, turns on the burners, kicks it into second gear, and that's number 5 for 6.
Clayton Cannon Jr. scores for the second time, this time from 52, and Westminster leads 34-0. Karana to kick, goal to our left. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is up, kick is good again. And Westminster takes the lead. Let's go down to Ethan Kurtz. Ethan.
Now 35-0 in this one. In the huddles, Gene Gary Joseph screaming, the record is 76. These guys want to break the most points in a game record. The offense is clicking, and Westminster just want to keep that going throughout the rest of the second quarter and the rest of this game.
Well, wanting a lot. Starting off that way, 35 on the board. Let's take a look at the Dar Huey trivia for this afternoon. Dar,
all right, here we go.
Longtime historian.
In the history of Titan football, the Titans have played 14 games against teams from the states listed below. The Titans are 5-0 all-time versus one of those states. Which one? This is a question mark. This is a real good question. Texas, California, Oregon, and Washington. Okay, we got to think about this.
I know they lost a game in Washington.
California. Oh.
So I know it's not Washington. It's not Washington. Because they have to be 5-0.
Okay.
So they lost one in Washington. It's not going to be Washington. And I think they lost one in Portland, Oregon once too.
They beat teams from California. Not sure about Texas. We'll think about it. We'll see the kickoff. Come back to the answer after this kick.
Karana's set to kick it away. Another deep kick. Biersing will watch it go over his head. Another touchback.
All right, back to that Dar Huey trivia now. It's down to 2 answers, right? California and Texas.
Let's go Texas.
All right, we're going Texas. Let's see the answer.
It is Texas. 5-0 against the state of Texas.
Wow.
That's outstanding.
That's something. I couldn't name a single team.
They told me all the schools in my ear, the 5, but there was no way I could spit it back out fast enough. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Dar, our athletic historian, for providing the trivia question. Here's the handoff. And being hit hard in the backfield is Derek Grant. And Grant able to stay on his feet somehow, and then a little scrum here at the end. But you can learn more about the Towering Titan tradition by visiting the Darwin Huey Heritage Center inside Memorial Fieldhouse. What an incredible space with artifacts and interactive displays. Titan Sports Hall of Fame, we had a new inducted class last night. An inspirational Towering Titan Sports Heritage mural depicting the greatness and success achieved by Westminster Athletics. So we appreciate that all that DAR does for us trivia-wise and for the school. Second down and long, and the handoff up the middle, and short yardage on the run. And again, Gore and others are going to push Grant back. Mason Manis there as well. 12 minutes, 17 seconds, first half. Westminster with a 35-0 lead. They have had the ball 5 times, and they have scored on every occasion.
Yeah, definitely. Westminster has been on firing on all cylinders on offense. As you mentioned, 5 drives, 5 scores. Kind of a change of pace with the back and the backfield, much bigger than Owensby.
Yeah, Grant given a little bit of size back there, but it's not done much of a difference. It's 3rd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Up and back to pass, throws near side, it's intercepted! It's gonna be a touchdown! Pick 6, Lamont Austin! Touchdown, Titans!
Great play by Austin there. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication by the near side receiver. Kept going on the dig, or the go rather. Thought it was a curl, did Huffman. Huffman throws right side. No one there but number 7, taking it for 6. Lamont Austin extends the lead 41-0 pending this PAT from Corona.
That ball right in the hands of Lamont. A little bit of a bobble there, but able to reel it in because he's probably looking at all the green in front of him. Here's Corona goal left, snap is back, ball is down, the kick is up, the kick is good. The leg is not tired for Corona. He's got 42 on the board for Westminster with Corona's 6th extra point of the game, and Westminster leads by a score of 42-0. Take a quick timeout. Back with more in a moment on your home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by the Inn on Market in New Wilmington. The Inn on Market, located directly across from Westminster College, offers upscale overnight accommodations. Learn more about the Inn on Market by visiting its website at theinnonmarket.com or calling 724-699-9981.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Reed Activewear, offering men's and women's activewear and custom embroidery. Located at 1610 West Jackson Street in Painesville, Ohio. Reed Activewear, open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, closed on weekends. Visit reedactivewear.biz or call 440-352-7433.
Back here, Westminster College. Boy, it's been all Titans. You know, the offense was on the field, and they scored every time, and the defense said, we want one too. Lamont Austin, a pick 6 for a touchdown. Corona the point after Westminster leads 42-0. Corona with back-to-back touchbacks in this direction. This one is high, and Biersing going to ask for a fair catch and take it at the 3. So Bethany will start at the 25-yard line. Let's go down to Ethan.
You see Lamont Austin with the pick 6, the first touchdown in his high school and collegiate career. And then Beyondre Charles also having a game at that other quarterback position. They're calling him B Island. They say you can't throw on him, you can't throw on Austin. It's going to be a long day for the Bethany offense.
Good nugget there on the first ever Lamont Austin touchdown. His brother on the coaching staff, Marcel Smith Austin, had his share of scores in college and in high school as well. And Bethany will now go 1st and 10 from their own 25 with 11:44 to go in the first half. Huffman back to pass, looking near side, and this pass is going to be dropped, but they blew it dead. We're going to have a procedure call going to go against Bethany. Yeah, I saw Austin making a read on that ball as well.
Yeah,
I don't know if he stopped because the whistle blew.
I saw that. It was the little slant pattern from the near side. Austin.
Offense number 78. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Our first penalty in the game. Sean DeSena out of Chambersburg on the offensive line. Gets whistled for the 5-yard penalty. 11:42 to go here in the first half of action. Westminster a 42-0 lead over Bethany.
Yeah, haven't seen much of Bright Cannon on defense, if at all, this game. I guess B Island and Lamont locking down the cornerback positions.
2 receivers left, now 3 receivers to the left. One to the near side for Huffman. Titans load up the line of scrimmage with the linebackers. And Huffman, quick throw, far side, caught out of the backfield. And make the man miss across the 30, 35, 40, running down the sidelines. And Curry will finally bang him out of bounds on a great catch on the far side. Making his first touch was Blake Adams. Actually, that's Carlos Cardoza, I should say. Carlos Cardoza, a freshman running back who makes the big play.
Yeah, Dante Curry listed at 6 foot 230, the defensive end chasing him down on the far side.
1st and 10. Here's Cardoza again, this time up the middle for nothing. Curry made a big play in the Case game on the old hands team, a late onside kick attempt by Case with the Titans up by 5, and made a big play there, or Cardoza would have scored.
Absolutely. Bethany's best play on offense thus far, looking to get something going now into Titan territory.
Their best play on offense since week 1. 2 receivers to each side. 10:40 on our running clock, first half. From the 49-yard line of Westminster, 2nd down. And Huffman back to pass pressure coming, and he gets hit, and he gets sacked. He avoided one, but could not avoid Fletcher, who pushed him down. Back at the 42-yard line for the Titan sack.
Aiden Fletcher, one of those stellar sophomores from that freshman class last year, misses the chip block, finishes off the sack from Curry on Huffman.
Yeah, Curry made it crazy. He got in there first and spun him around. But then, as you said, it was Fletcher with the finish.
3rd and 19 now for this Bethany offense. Got to have one of those big chunk plays again in order to convert. 10 minutes exactly remaining in this second quarter. Westminster up 42-0 in New Wilmington, Harold Burry Stadium. Westminster Titans and Bethany Bison. Mark Slazak and Jacob Rhodes here for the call.
And Ethan Kurtz. Cooper and Fletcher both got a
Timeout.
piece of that
Bethany.
sack in the stats. And
Their first of the half.
Bethany taking a timeout with 9:49 on the clock and 3rd down and long. Give us a chance to talk a little Westminster.
Absolutely. Talking about the Celebrity Series, Westminster Celebrity Series proudly presents One Night in Memphis at 7:30 p.m. Saturday, October 11th in Orr Auditorium. The show features over 90 minutes of pure rockabilly, country, gospel, and rock and roll in an authentic, energetic presentation featuring nationally known talent recreating the night of December 4th, 1956, when Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Johnny Cash found themselves jamming at Sam Phillips Sun Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. Call 724-946-7354 for more ticket information. One more time, that is 724-946-7354.
Clayton Cannon Jr., a 14-yard touchdown run. Bright Cannon with a 50-yard pass catch from Ty McGowan. Demir White with a 1-yard touchdown, and then a 9-yard touchdown. Clayton Cannon with a 52-yard touchdown run. And Lamont Austin with a pick 6 gives Westminster a 42-0 lead.
Bright Cannon now out on defense to the near side for the first time this game, I believe.
3rd down and 19 as they load up the defensive backfield, including Cannon. Huffman, the man in motion, is back to pass, looks into the flat, near side, ball tipped to the air and through the hands of the intended receiver, Derek Grant, and it's going to be 4th down. Hey, coming up at the half, couple of special guests coming. We'll have DJ Yoakley, the founder of YSN, Westminster alum, who's right now working the radio side with Ben Kelly. DJ will be with us at the half. And also Marissa Kelsey Thomas, one of our Hall of Fame inductees. Marissa, a pole vault national champ for the Titans. So we'll talk to Marissa at the half and DJ as well. Langley sets to punt it away. And he'll just get it away. Pressure by the Titans. Bright Cannon takes the ball at the 30, 35, breaks a tackle, puts his hand down across the 40, and out near the 45-yard line. All right, Titans had some pressure on the punt that time.
And Chris Latone nearly getting a piece of that one on the far side. The junior from Austintown Fitch in Youngstown, Ohio.
Kind of see a little bit of DJ Yoakley if you squint. He's in the window there.
We'll catch him on TV at halftime. You'll get a better look at him.
How are his windows closed? It's a beautiful day. Open the window. 1st down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Westminster's own 45. 9:33 to go first half. Ty McGowan still in at the quarterback. Bright Cannon is wide to the left. And it's going to be a handoff. It's Walt Phillips near side. Walt will bang it outside across the 50 and into Bethany territory at the 49-yard line.
Walt Phillips having his best day rushing in his Titan career. 2 carries for about 14 yards now. Sharing the love of the Titans. Ty McGowan handing off to Walt Phillips, Demir White, Clayton Cannon.
So give Phillips 6 on the carry. Ball to the 49-yard line of Bethany. Second down and 4. From the 49, 8:57 on the clock. Koval and Wadsworth will be double tight ends on the right side. Right Cannon split to the near side. And here's another handoff. Walt Phillips, right side. He's got the first shot and more to the 40-yard line and rumbles inside the 40. And down to the 37-yard line. The grad student, give him the 38, working on his MBA, Master's in Business Administration, is Walt, and giving a lesson in math to Bethany as he picks up a first down.
Yeah, see him take the off tackle to the right side. Good block from Koval on that far side. Signals first down for Walt Phillips. 3 carries for over 20 yards now.
Torres and Cannon to the near side. Walt Phillips still the back. Koval tight on the right side. And it's a little delay to Walt on the right side, picking his way and gets across the 30 and looking like a running back on this drive is Walt. He's played some linebackers, played some safeties, played some corner and the nickel, playing some running back for Westminster down to the 30-yard line.
And it keeps on chugging. Walt Phillips, as you mentioned, down to the 30, 7:54 remaining. 42-zip Westminster in the second quarter. Mark Slazak and Jacob Rhodes here on the call in sunny New Wilmington.
Torres will come to the near side. Far side is Bright Cannon with Koval in motion to the right. On 2nd and 2 from the 30-yard line. And McGowan will again hand to Phillips, and Phillips with a hole left side. 25, bounces outside of the 20. Little stiff arm and down to about the 15-yard line. Into the red zone goes Walt Phillips.
Walt Phillips looking like a natural running back, as you mentioned. His 3rd career-long run of the day. Breaks well into the red zone at the 15 now. McGowan and company cooking on offense.
Just had 1 carry since 2023 when he opened the season. After an injured knee, missed all of last year. Good to see Walt rumbling in this one. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. 5 for 47 for Walt, and he's going to try to add to it. Going right side to the 10, and he'll dive down near about the 7-yard line. Picking up another 8 or so for Walt Phillips.
Yeah, nearing that 60-yard mark with Clayton Cannon and Demir White. Sharing the love today, the Westminster offense. Bright Cannon comes off for Christian Bailey. I wouldn't be surprised if Phillips gets another carry here inside. Maybe add, a 6 onto that stat sheet.
It has been his drive thus far. Torres to the right, Bailey to the near side. This time McGowan is under center. He has Phillips behind him. And there's a handoff to Walt. Walt to the 5, and Walt into resistance, pushes to the 2, down to the 1, and maybe right at about that 1-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and goal, Westminster. Bring in some big guys. 2 more offensive linemen coming in. Wilden checks in, a couple more offensive linemen check in. We'll see what kind of set the Titans will run here. And it's going to be Nate Wadsworth to take the snap as a Wildcat with Wilden to his left. Edwards in motion. Here goes Wadsworth. He's in for a touchdown! Oh, a perpetual blocker in his career, a former offensive lineman, and he scores on the Wildcat set. And Westminster continues to roll, now leading 48-0. There's Nate, untouched into the end zone. A nice block on front by Wilden, but how about that on the trick play for a touchdown?
Yeah, I brought it up in the pregame. Heard some whispers of a Nate Wadsworth Wildcat quarterback formation possibly. Love to see, battled through a bad ACL injury, got back on the field as a tight end, a blocker mainly. Hasn't had a career catch other than that 2-point conversion. Gets in the end zone here. Corona, the kick is good. Westminster 49-0 now. Can't love it more. For number 0.
With the extra point, now 7 of 7 in the game for Andrew Corona, but the Wadsworth touchdown, his first career rush, his first career touchdown, all on the same play. And the Titans, you could hear it from the sideline when he went out there, they were very excited for that opportunity. And into the end zone for a touchdown. We'll take a quick timeout. Back after this, Westminster 49, Bethany 0. Your home of the Titans is WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Dev's Books Market. Dev's Books Market, located at 3384 Perry Highway in Newcastle, offering gas, grocery, fresh deli favorites, propane refills, diesel, and so much more waiting for you. Open weekdays from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Dev's Books Market, your one-stop shop in Newcastle, from books to bites to beyond.
Back here, we're just talking here in the booth, but Braden Timmons used to be kind of that wildcat quarterback, a big guy. Going back to Frank Antuano, he did that for a while, and now a touchdown for Nate Wadsworth as the Titans go with a big package. They brought in a couple more offensive linemen in the set as Ashton Ames came in, and Jason Edwards was in there. They bring Dane Wowden as his fullback, and he's been a beast in that formation there as a fullback. And on special teams, you can see him here to the left wearing 42 to the left of Karana, set to kick off. This is a line drive kick that will skip past Beersing into the end zone for a third touchback of the game for Karana. Let's go down to Ethan Kurtz. Ethan.
Mark, thank you. That Nate Wadsworth touchdown got this sideline so hyped up. One of the guys with the biggest smiles, Demir White. He has 2 touchdowns in this game, but so happy for his teammate. Demir White, 2 rushing touchdowns in the first game. That's the first time since his sophomore year of high school that he did that. So this is a sideline so excited with a lot of energy for the rest of this game.
Thank you, Ethan. Peyton and Damian on the camera as well, but we appreciate their work down there, the work of everybody so far on this WCN cast. And here's Huffman going to pitch it left side and swinging to the outside on a short gain. It's going to be Cardoza again. As Cardoza picks up. Did he get a yard? He didn't get any. Well, maybe half a yard. We'll give him half a yard on the play.
Yeah, Gavin Nagy not doing something the DBs don't usually do, making a lot of good tackles early in this game. You see 16 on the screen there. Quick snap by Bethany. Batted down at the line.
They're trying to get that quick pass away, and Westminster able to slap it away. Dallas Myers off the edge. As Bethany went to the quick offense, but it didn't matter. It's 3rd down and 9.
A lot of guys getting a lot of opportunities. R.J. Scott in the game. Sebastian DiNardo. Alex Garcia.
And you mentioned Myers. That's the D-line. Fletcher is up among them as well. The Titans look like they might blitz here on 3rd and 9 from the 26. 5:15 to go here in the first half. And Huffman takes a snap and gives to Cardoza. Makes one man miss. And in the second, and will move it up for a first down. How about that on a run for Carlos Cardoza, the freshman out of Greenlee, Colorado, getting an opportunity. And you can see on this replay a couple of Titans shoot by the back in the blitz package, and then a couple of arm tackles the Titans did not make, and Bethany gets the first down.
And Bethany moves the chains there. Got a new defensive front end. A.J. Bird is well in for the Titans, getting some action today.
2 receivers to the near side, 1 far side on 1st and 10 from the 36. Huffman takes the snap, hand to Cardoza, and he's going to be grabbed around the waist and pulled down. As Fletcher will knock him down. Looks like he may have knocked him down for about a loss of 1 on the play.
A few subs off now for the Titans. McBride and Leland Anderson.
2:31 on the ground for Westminster. 0 for Bethany. 2nd down and 10 from the 36. Huffman quick throw far side with flags on the field. So pass was complete, but the officials blew that dead right away. Ryan Novosel, our referee.
False start. Offense number 10. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So Beersing called for the false start. And take off 5. Beersing who made that catch, so he was trying to get back into what would be like a wide receiver screen, and he jumped early. So it'll be 2nd down and 15. 4:01 to go here in the first half. 49-0. Westminster on top of Bethany. It's been all Titans. Here's Huffman with a run up the middle across the 30 to the 31. Going back to 2021, last time Westminster scored 49 points and a half. They did it against Teal. Bride makes the tackle for Westminster on the short run there. Looks like a no-gain run, so it'll be 3rd down and 15 from the 31.
Yeah, you spoke about the rushing yards. Westminster 231 to Bethany 0. One of the big keys we brought up in the pregame, the stat discrepancies. This is that rushing, both offensively and defensively. The Titans showing the stout front 7. Bethany can't get anything going.
4 receivers in the set. Motion across the formation. Huffman back to pass. Fires over the middle, and the pass is caught. Not enough for a first down, but Burns makes the catch out near about the 42-yard line. It'll still be fourth down and about 3 or 4.
See replay here. Titans rush 5. Good pass from Huffman there. Hit by Ricky Cooper at the point of attack. Good catch from Burns, holding on to it, nearing the sticks. It'll be 4th and 4.
Langley and the punt team coming on. Langley, 4 punts already, averaging 39 with a long of 49 in the game. Bright Cannon and Millar deep, pressure coming, kick away is a short spinning kick. That'll kill your average. That ball's gonna bounce and take a Titan bounce back towards Langley. It bounced originally across the midfield stripe and then bounced back to the left, back to the Bethany side of the field. Westminster will start on the Bethany side at the 48. And Langley, who has been brilliant this year punting, had a rough one there.
Yeah, maybe about 9 or 10 yards from the line of scrimmage on that punt there. As you mentioned, mid-play, going to kill your average. A guy who's had a 60-yard punt, multiple 50-plus yard punts, definitely not characteristic for Langley there. The Titans start with good field position right around the 50-yard line.
He has been busy. So Ty McGowan back out at quarterback. No Nate Wadsworth in a Wildcat here, but if they get back down close, they might again. Here's Stack, 3 receivers to the right side for Westminster on 1st and 10 from the 48 of Bethany. And here's a fake handoff, swinging out to Bright Cannon on the far side. Cannon at the 45. Cannon makes a man miss at the 40. Cannon keeps the legs churning. And Bright Cannon is down near the 35-yard line. Mark him at the 36 and give the Titans a first down. And that will take us to the 2-minute timeout. Here's the replay.
We'll swing past there, far side. The man in the pink gloves, number 2, Bright Cannon, making men miss. Maybe a face mask there, possibly. No call
This
down
is
to
the
the
2-minute
36-yard
timeout.
line.
2-minute timeout of the action. We'll take a break and back with more in a moment. Westminster 49, Bethany nothing on your home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Ed & Jerry's Auto Service, 275 North Market Street in New Wilmington, offering auto repair, maintenance, and towing services since 1964. Ed & Jerry's Auto Service open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Riardo's Bar and Grill, offering homemade Italian dishes, game nights on Mondays, and trivia nights on Wednesdays. Located at 1223 East Washington Street in Newcastle. Riardo's Bar and Grill, opening at 4 p.m. every day and closed on Sundays. Visit riardos.com or call 724-698-7259.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Pizza Joe's in New Wilmington, offering pizza, stromboli and calzones, subs, wings, and salads. Pizza Joe's open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. at 209 South Market Street in New Wilmington.
What a comeback to play for Ty McGowan.
Yeah, not asking too much of him, but Ty doing plenty. QBR quarterback rating of 404 through this first half. 6 for 6, 2 touchdowns for 139 yards. QB1 showing out so far in this first half.
That's like a giant one. Bold, colored, circled,
Outlined.
starred, outlined, all of it. What a first half of action for Ty. He's back to pass, throws near side, and it is caught. Shoestring catch made by Christian Bailey as he got it inches off the turf, and he'll move it up the field to about the 34-yard line. Just a couple on the play, but a great catch there by Bailey, showing good hands.
Yeah, I'm going to be the optimist and say it was a catch. Not quite sure. Wish we saw a little bit of a replay of it. I don't know. It was real close to the ground there, and right when we bring up the QBR, possibly his first incompletion, but
I know
they called a catch.
We were so close to with the jinx stat there. 2nd down and 7 from the 33. 1:26 to go first half. And the handoff right side is going to go to Clayton Cannon Jr. 25, 20, outside of the 15 to the 10. Couple flags, and he's down to the 5 before he's knocked down. But we've got a couple of flags to read on the play. One at the 30 and another inside the 20.
Holding. Offense number 0. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So a big run by Clayton Cannon Jr. will be wiped off the board of the hold on Nate Wadsworth. And the Titans will move back, stopping the clock here at 1:17 to move the chains.
Something you hate as a rusher. Have a big breakaway play, and you see some laundry flying over your head in the backfield. Nobody's at fault there. Clay breaks off a long one. Gonna get taken back.
136 yards so far for Cannon on the afternoon. Didn't get that one. Second down and we'll call it about 15. McGowan back to pass. Floats it long, far side. Pass is caught and a leaping catch on the far side. Christian Bailey with an acrobatic grab. He's down at the 1.
Bailey.
Oh, what a grab
Holding.
by Bailey.
Offense number 72.
Oh, a
10-yard
hold.
penalty.
Take
Second
it away.
down.
Career catch for Bailey, erased on a hold on the Titans.
See, you can erase the numbers from the stat sheet, but you can't erase the highlight. You see here, Ty McGowan gets the snap, looks left, surveys, sees his man one-on-one, trusts in 7, goes upstairs on top of the Bison defender.
That's 24 back there, Monty Phillips. And give him the Moss treatment, did he?
Wow.
The Crown called for the hold. If you saw in that replay, if you were watching linemen, like some people may have, Scooter Rennigan probably was for sure. Scooter was watching the lineman, but he pulled him to the ground, and that was the hold. 2nd and 24. Back to pass McGowan, looking deep over the middle. Koval's out there. He's got it in the 20, and then knocked away at a big hit.
Monty makes up for the Moss treatment from the last play. Big hit on the tight end, Koval. Koval, not a small guy, runs about 6'2", 220. Floated this one to McGowan, and boom.
Yeah, Monty Phillips came off of his coverage with the ball hanging in the air for quite a while and popped Koval for the incompletion, and now it's 3rd down and 24 with the clock at 29 seconds to go in the first half.
A few penalties here and there, some pass breakups, but you got to say McGowan slinging the rock looks pretty good, Mark. They said they'd make sure he was safe, the offensive line doing their job. McGowan airing it out.
So 3rd and 24, the ball back to midfield, back to pass is McGowan. He looks and he runs a bit and he'll slide down. That was a no play. They don't want him running the football.
No.
He slides down at the 46-yard line well before he got into harm's way. But you and I have seen it in all ranks of football. The slide is supposed to make you safe, but defenders will still take a shot every once in a while. So,
yeah, especially in a guy like Ty, you know, he likes fighting for those extra yards sometimes. How that first injury happened against Marietta, but I'm visibly waving my hands in the booth here, and that's going to end the first half.
First half clock is to 0. Westminster with a great first half. They lead 49-0 over Bethany at the half. Stay with us. We've got DJ Yoakley at the half. We've got Hall of Fame ceremony at the half. We're going to get Ethan Kurtz here with Coach Benzel in just a second. And we'll have Marissa Kelsey Thomas, a former Titan pole vaulter and a forever national champ. So we'll get Coach Benzel with Ethan in a moment. And we'll be set to go here at the half. But Westminster quickly scoring. Clayton Cannon with the first touchdown of the football game. Just moments into the game on a 14-yard touchdown run. Bright Cannon, Demir White with 2 scores. Clayton Cannon with a 52-yard run, a pick 6 for Lamont Austin. And Wadsworth with the touchdown run. And let's go down to Coach with Ethan.
Thank you, Mark. Here with Coach Benzel. Coach, a very explosive first half offensively. I've got to ask, what's it like having Ty McGowan back there able to lead this group?
That's what he is. He's a leader, and it's great to have 6 back. Look really comfortable. You know, part of the job of us is to keep him protected, and, you know, he's been clean all first half, so very happy with that.
Yeah, rotating a lot of guys in at that running back position. We even saw Walt Phillips there, Nate Wadsworth get to the touchdown.
Sit in the chair.
Right, so what was kind of that, like, you know, rotating some other guys in and getting them their shot?
Yeah, they work hard. They need an opportunity. I mean, look, we want to take the bad taste out of our mouth in terms of last time we were here, offensively, we didn't get the things going the way we wanted it. So it's good to see us make some explosive plays, run the football, and if we're going to run the football, we're going to need a bunch of those guys.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach.
We are back here in the booth. Thank you, Ethan. And Westminster with a 49-0 lead here at the half. An opportunity to talk to a former Titan here in the booth. DJ Yoakley joins me in the booth. And also want to certainly recognize what's going on down in the field as well, as it's Hall of Fame afternoon here at Westminster. 7 new inductees into the Hall of Fame. Quickly list off that group, and then we'll talk with DJ here. Chris Hawthorne, out of class of 2009. Tracy Hassel-Westrom out of the class of 2008. Tim Wyan out of the class of 2012. Haley Gabor-Welch from 2014. Nick Fiorentino out of the class of 2016. Marissa Kelsey Thomas out of 2016. And Sean Toomey, 38 years as a trainer at Westminster. That's our Titan Hall of Fame. Anything, DJ, as we welcome you in? So thank you for joining us. But any memories of any of those Hall of Famers from your time?
Sean Toomey for sure. I mean, there's no doubt. I remember Sean Toomey as a baseball player. It was hard to get ice sometimes from Sean. But congratulations to all the Hall of Famers, well-deserved on every regard.
It was a great night last night with the Titan Hall of Fame ceremonies, and I wonder for you now, you've been working on the radio side here, how are things?
Oh, it's unbelievable. To be able to come back 18 years later and see what Titan Radio is doing, to see what WCN is doing, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It's night and day from when, we had chicken wire and duct tape and, trying to get things off the ground and on the air. But what a great crew you have. Gary has done a phenomenal job. The department has done a phenomenal job, and the college has done a phenomenal job of believing not only in the student athletes but the student side here in the broadcasting department.
Certainly a great comment there when you talk about the college believing in what we're doing, and what Gary has done has been fantastic. I'm so happy to be a part of it, and so happy to have guys like you come back and get an opportunity from what you did years ago to get back in the booth again. It has to feel like a lot of fun. I know you're still doing a lot of broadcasting, so it's not like you're not doing it, and we'll get to that in a second, but how does it feel to be back on a Westminster call?
You know what? This is one of the greatest joys of my life. My wife is a Westminster alum. This is where we met. This is where hopefully our kids go. It's a big part of our family. To be able to come back to Westminster, it's a joy. I mean, it's just the memories come flooding back every time I come back to campus, and to put a headset on and to be on the call on Titan Radio and to hear Dr. B's voice in some of the commercials, it's incredible.
No doubt. Dr. David Barner, a longtime Director of Broadcasting here at Westminster, retired a year ago, and we do a lot thinking about Dr. B when we're here. He was one of the first people I met when I came to campus as well, and was a huge member of the broadcast department. But let's think about where you've gone. You talked about duct tape and chicken wire. That's your life now, right? You're working with YSN. You got a great logo on the shirt, by the way, looking good in the outfit. But YSN, you built this basically from scratch, a broadcast network in the Ohio area. Tell us about that journey, what we have going on with that.
Yeah, we started in 2017. It was after working in the news industry for a while. I knew that there was, being a sports guy, there was a missing link in sports and student athletes and being able to give them a platform. So in 2017, went to my buddy who had been in the industry for 20 years on the audio side of things and said, hey, what if we created an ESPN-like platform for high schoolers and youth organizations that could use us and utilize us, and we go around and we do broadcasts of the game, and so we started with 4 schools in 2017. Now we're in over 80 communities, which I'm proud of each and every single one of those, but none more than the day that we came to Westminster and got the stamp of approval and said, yes, we believe, Westminster believes in our alumni, and being one of those alumni, I was so fortunate. Now you can watch Titan whatever you want on YSN 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, the same as you can here on WCN and listen to it on Titan Radio.
We're really happy to have that partnership that just has blossomed over the last couple of years with you, DJ. You were so instrumental. You came out, you wanted it, you talked to people, and you got it done. And that's kind of what you've done your entire life. You talk to people, and you get stuff done. And congratulations on that. It's been a great partnership at ysnlive.com.
Yes, sir.
All the time, go there. There's listing and listing of schools and schools and schools, plus all the Westminster broadcasts that we have. We do the video broadcasts on the road. They also broadcast. They take our feed here on the WCN on the home games. So really a great partnership. It's been a lot of fun, and it certainly has been a great relationship. We're so glad that you're back.
Thank you.
And again, I hope your kids come here too.
Me too.
And then, maybe we'll be here long enough that we can have one of your kids between
that'd be awesome.
and doing it. Wouldn't that be a great time? So I might not be here, but you could be back. You may still last in that amount of time. But how old are the kids now?
7 and almost 4. She turns 4 on Halloween.
All right, 11, 12 years. Who knows? Who knows? We will both be at it again. But thank you so much for spending time with us at the half. YSNlive.com. Check it out. Westminster and all of Ohio. It's like all high schools in Ohio. Certainly that Youngstown area and beyond. You do a great job with that, with so many broadcasts. It's a great website, a great place. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mark. Go Titans.
All right, take care. We're back with Marissa Kelsey Thomas when we return. Titans on top, 49-0 over Bethany. Back with more in a moment on WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Ed & Jerry's Auto Service, 275 North Market Street in New Wilmington, offering auto repair, maintenance, and towing services since 1964. Ed & Jerry's Auto Service open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by the Inn on Market in New Wilmington. The Inn on Market, located directly across from Westminster College, offers upscale overnight accommodations. Learn more about the Inn on Market by visiting its website at theinnonmarket.com or calling 724-699-9981.
A little bit of Westminster College band right now as we are at the half. Let's listen in.
Including Smooth Criminal, Thriller, and Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Hallmark of his performances is his gravity-defying dance moves. Next, we feature the Westminster College Titan Marching Band's dance line, the Titanettes in Beat It.
Westminster Marching Band. A great performance here at the half, just like the Titans at the half. What a performance. The Titans up by a score of 49-0. And another special guest here at the half. I'm Mark Slazak, and I'm joined by Marissa Kelsey Thomas, class of 2016. Marissa, moments ago, you were honored down on the field as a new member of the Titan Hall of Fame. How's it feel?
It feels awesome. I mean, I am honored to receive that honor and to be back here at my alma mater. It's just nostalgic.
Now, you have a claim to fame as a pole vaulter. We'll get to that in a minute. But when you came up here, you said you're also a very good football analyst. You would like to do the second half? Or?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be the best fit for the job, Mark.
She came in right away. I don't know any football. Don't ask any football questions. But I figured we'd get one in there as well
Right.
so we could get that smile out of you. But last night, what a great evening it was. One of 7 inductees into the Hall of Fame. Your story, quite incredible when you think about it. As you had a long kind of goal to get to the Olympic trials, to have that shot at the Olympics. You had some great success, but there's also some tough injuries along the way.
Yeah, 100%. Throughout the years, just fighting back and being resilient, it was definitely difficult at times. Definitely times I didn't think I'd be able to do it, but looking back, it was so worth it, and I truly had the time of my life competing.
It wasn't that long ago. You were still pole vaulting, so you still have a little bit of itch? You still do it at all?
I don't do it at all, but I still miss it. Yeah, it was definitely a highlight part of my life.
You mentioned your husband coming meet to meet, carrying the poles on his shoulder and doing that. So you
supporting me.
How long did you vault?
I vaulted after college. I vaulted about 8-9 years, all the way until post-collegiately, professionally. I vaulted from 2017 all the way until 2024.
And when did you start?
I started all the way back in high school.
In high school.
Freshman year of high school, yep.
That's a long career as a pole vaulter, and I had a chance to meet some of your past coaches, and obviously they talked to the family as well, but they showed me an x-ray picture of your ankle with about 5 screws in there. What's that story?
Yeah, there was a meet that, it was the first meet of my senior year outdoors, and I had a huge fall and had really an injury that I wasn't supposed to come back from, was never supposed to pole vault again, and I ended up, through my faith and through my people supporting me, my husband, my family, my coaches, ended up coming back better than I thought I could.
Yeah, you had some amazing stories. It was emotional. I had me choked up last night as you talked about your comeback trail, which went from an expected senior year of greatness that ends in injury, but also gave you a chance to come back the next year and compete at the national championships.
Yeah, it happened a couple times to me, the injury, and then again coming back for the Olympic trials. I made it super last minute, and it was a surprise, an exciting surprise, but it made the story so much better.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about that national championship experience.
Yeah, oh my gosh. National championships was just something that was so unforgettable because it was, my senior year, and I was able to kind of overcome that injury, and that made it 10 times more, in the end, 10 times just better, and I was able to celebrate with all my teammates and everybody supporting me. And
even the event that day, you had to skip some heights and the strategy and all of it. Tell us about that.
Yeah, my coach, he kind of put some strategy in there where, at the end of the competition, he took a risk and he said, if we skip this height, you're going to win, but if you make it. But if you don't, then, you're going to get 3rd, 4th place. And we took the risk, and he was right. And it was all worth it in the end.
Coach Tim McNeil was talking about that moment last night, and he said you went over the bar quite easily, but on the way down you caught the bar, it bounced up into the air, kind of laid there a minute, then came back down, rattled on the standards, and stayed on for a great jump. What a way to win. What a way to win.
Yeah, it was a really... a celebratory jump because everybody kind of held their breath for a minute and was like, and then, when it landed back, everybody just cheered, and it was just, my coach came up on the pit and hugged me, tackled me, and we were celebrating with Brady, Coach McNeil, and all my teammates, and really special.
You got to get off the pit, make the short counts. Get off the mat. Get off the mat, count it, and then celebrate somewhere else, right, before anything crazy happens. But no, that was a great moment in Westminster history, and, that's something to be said for. We've talked about the national champions in football all the time, but we've got other sports here at Westminster. Just overall, your track experience here at Westminster, how was it for you?
Oh, it was unforgettable. So many people supported me all throughout my career. Even throughout my injury, I had people encouraging me to, push through it, and including, people that weren't my coaches. I had athletic director and, other coaches from other sports. Everybody here was so encouraging, and just very, very lucky and grateful for my time here at Westminster. It's a special community for sure.
All right, I'm going to give you time to go to the locker room and talk to Coach Benzel, let him know what he needs to do in the second half, right? Is that what you want to do next? We'll make sure you have time to do
I'll do my
that.
best.
All right, well, thank you so much, Marissa, joining us. A Hall of Fame member. That's got to feel pretty cool as well to be that. Awesome. Great class, great induction last night. We'll have some of those clips on Titantown Sports coming up this week on Thursday. And, of course, we saw a little bit of you guys being recognized at the half. We appreciate you coming up at halftime, and more so than anything, congratulations. What a career.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it so much. Thanks for having me.
We're at the half. Marissa Kelsey Thomas, national champion pole vaulter for Westminster College and a 2025 Hall of Famer. We're back with more after this. The Titans on top of the half, 49-0 on your home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Riardo's Bar and Grill, offering homemade Italian dishes, game nights on Mondays, and trivia nights on Wednesdays. Located at 1223 East Washington Street in Newcastle. Riardo's Bar and Grill, opening at 4 p.m. every day and closed on Sundays. Visit riardos.com or call 724-698-7259.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Sunset Lanes, offering bowling, food, and drinks, located at 1218 Idaho Street in Farrell, Pennsylvania. Sunset Lanes open every day until midnight, closed on Sundays. Call 724-981-9363 or visit online at bowlingoftheballs.rocks.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Reed Activewear, offering men's and women's activewear and custom embroidery. Located at 1610 West Jackson Street in Painesville, Ohio. Reed Activewear, open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, closed on weekends. Visit reedactivewear.biz or call 440-352-7433.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Gilliland's Market, offering quality meats and groceries at 109 South Market Street in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. Gilliland's Market, open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Friday 9 to 6, and Saturday 9 to 3, closed on Sundays.
Back at the half, Mark Slazak along with Jacob Rose. Westminster here at the half, a 49-0 lead over Bethany. Westminster striking first on the Clayton Cannon touchdown run to get things going, and then it's been all Titans.
Absolutely. I mean, Westminster did not take the foot off the gas from the very first 5 minutes, leading into half 49-0. Talking about some of the stats, Westminster on the ground averaging over 10 yards a carry, 23 rushes for 238 yards. Meanwhile, Bethany 14 rushes for a net of 0. Clayton Cannon Jr. leading the way for Westminster, 8 carries for 112 and 2 touchdowns. Demir White 6 carries for 60 and a touchdown, and Walt Phillips 7 carries for 61 along of 15, having 3 career-long rushes so far as Walt.
No doubt about it. So Clayton Cannon scores first. Bright Cannon scores second. Demir White scores twice. Then Clayton Cannon Jr. again. A Lamont Austin pick 6. And a Nate Wadsworth touchdown run out of the Wildcat. And that's the Westminster scoring in this one. Tackles-wise, 5 tackles for Gavin Nagy leading the way. Ricky Cooper with 4, Aiden Fletcher, and Deshaun McBride with 3 to lead the Titans. Cam Bailey's 6 tackles leads the way on the side for Bethany.
Yeah, I'm expecting some different guys in this second half for Westminster. Kind of got this lead already in the first half. Going to sit some of the normal starters. Clayton Cannon Jr. out in street clothes, not in football gear anymore. We'll see if Ty McGowan starts this second half, or someone like Jake Miller or Quentin Good possibly gets out there for the Titans.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the second half when we return. It is a Westminster 49-0 lead at the half on your home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Pizza Joe's in New Wilmington, offering pizza, stromboli and calzones, subs, wings, and salads. Pizza Joe's open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. at 209 South Market Street in New Wilmington.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Sunset Lanes, offering bowling, food, and drinks, located at 1218 Idaho Street in Farrell, Pennsylvania. Sunset Lanes open every day until midnight, closed on Sundays. Call 724-981-9363 or visit online at bowlingoftheballs.rocks.
All right, getting ready to start this second half of action. Mark Slazak along with Jacob Rhodes and Ethan Kurtz. Thank you so much to G.J. Yoakley of YSN and Westminster College fame, and to Marissa Kelsey Thomas, national champion pole vaulter, our guest at the half. Jake, we sent you out of the booth for a moment over to the radio side. Hopefully everything's good on the radio side as well.
Yeah, Ben Kelly had a chance to sit down with Sebastian Salazar earlier in the week and had an interview with him. We kind of just talked over there a little during halftime, but Ben had it under control. You know, he's the king of the radio over there.
No doubt. Sebastian featured this week on Titan Town Sports as well, so if you have not checked that out, check that out on YouTube or Vimeo. Here's the kickoff to Bethany, taken at the 10 to the 15, the 20, and a good run across the 30, the 35. And on the return, Charvez Brooks sets up Bethany in good field position. And we see already some changes for the Titans as we get set for this second half of action. You see Marcus Finkley on there as a linebacker, the senior. We'll get some action.
Deontay Stallings, Chris Latone, A.J. Bird, Jack Bible out there.
Get some of those names for you along the way, but it's Huffman, the quarterback, to hand off right side, and it's Cardoza with nothing going on the right side. Looks like it's going to be another loss on the play for Bethany. And you know, we looked at those numbers in the first half rushing-wise, and it has been all Westminster.
Yeah. Looking at the starting defense, we have Dante Curry, Leland Anderson, Jaden Jackson, Deshaun McBride, Aiden Fletcher, A.J. Bird, Jack Bible, Chris Latone, Marcus Finkley, Deontay Stallings, and Beandre Charles out there for Westminster. A few new faces, Jaden Jackson from injury getting some time here.
Motion is Beersing, and they'll fake the handoff to him, and it'll be Huffman up the middle on the run. The quarterback with short yardage up the middle, up to about the 45-yard line. It'll set up third down and long.
Looks like pretty much the same Bethany offense as the first half. We'll see what Westminster comes out with when they get a chance with the ball.
Butler and Cardona will split to the near side. Huffman has Owensby to his left, and Huffman rolls to his left, being pressured, being hit, being sacked. A Titan sack that's coming from behind, and knock him down was Leland Anderson, the freshman lineman, with his first career sack.
Yeah, local kid, the freshman from Butler, PA, and Butler High School, making the play there. Hype with his front seven mates, Dante Curry and Deshaun McBride. Jaden Jackson in there as well. Looking like it's going to be another punt for Bethany.
Punting situation for Bethany. Ben White, senior returner, at the 25 for Westminster. Langley will kick from the 30 with heavy pressure. White backpedals and grabs the ball at the 10-yard line. 15, 20 to the 25, and a nice return on the punt for Ben White. And Westminster with nice field position.
Ben White takes it to about the 29, 30-yard line. Broadcasting guy, just like us. Love to see our own get out there. Takes it around the 12-yard line, uses that track speed, breaks a tackle at the 22. Gets chopped down around the 29-yard line for Westminster.
Yeah, about 20 yards on a punt return. Career high there for Ben White. Sets Westminster up at their own 29-yard line, leading 49-0.
And we see that different group out for Westminster, Jake Miller and Walt Phillips.
They'll be the backfield. Torres, Bailey at wide out spots. Alcaceres is out there as well. You can get us the offensive line here after this play. 1st and 10. Jake Miller takes the snap, hands to Phillips, left side 30, 35, and he's still going to the 40, and a first down on the run for Walt Phillips. What a story for Jake Miller. Actually a cousin of Coach Scott Benzel.
Yeah.
Transferred back here from Edinburgh. E.J. White, the offensive coordinator, had Jake also in Edinburgh when he was up there. But Jake's uncle, Mike Miller, spent time with the Bills, the Steelers, and the Arizona Cardinals as coaches in the coaching staff. And I'll finish the story after this play. 3 receivers to the right. Miller to take the snap on first down, hands to Walt Phillips. Cut back at the 40, 45, and about another 9 yards or so, 8 yards for Walt Phillips. So Mike Miller was a professional coach. Coach Benzel gets laid off from his job on 9/11 of all days, working with sales down in North Carolina for some data security and some data performance He gets laid off as a salesman, says, I want to get back into football. Calls Uncle Mike. Mike's got the connections, sets him up with Robert Morris, former NFL coach Joe Walton, the head coach there. They said, hey, you got a great recommendation. You got a job. Coach says, you know, one thing I can give you, too, is recruiting. As a salesman, I'll sell your school for you. And he did. And how about that story, the connection of Jake Miller, Mike Miller, and Coach Benzel. Second down, a handoff up the middle, and nothing going this time for Walt Phillips as he is met at the line of scrimmage on a nice defensive play there by Isaac Swager, the linebacker.
I can give you two things. One to add on to that story.
Go
Jake
ahead.
Miller's uncle, Mike Miller, coach in the CFL, a champion with the Toronto Argonauts. I roomed with Jake Miller.
There you go.
My freshman year. See the replay here of Walt Phillips. Roomed with Jake Miller my freshman year. Know a little bit about Uncle Mike. And you said that offensive line. Offensive line for the Titans. 60 Nathan Putz, Matt Fregley, Jason Edwards, Ashton Ames, and Blaze Mullen out there for the Titans. And Nelson Burfield at tight end.
Burfield at tight end. Two receivers right, one left. Third down and 3 for Westminster. And Miller takes a snap, looks near side, fires, pass, caught. Alcaceres makes the catch. It's a first down catch as he'll dive into Bethany territory down to the 43-yard line.
Gio Alcaceres making plays there with the ball after the catch. Jake Miller getting the ball to his playmakers. Interesting to see what Miller can do here. You know, we know McGowan's been banged up a little bit. We got a guy that has experience, been at multiple schools, knows the offensive coordinator better than anybody here in Jake Miller, and moving the ball for Westminster.
Second career catch for Alcaceres. First down for the Titans to the 43-yard line. Bailey left, Torres and Alcaceres to the right, Burfield tight on the right side. Phillips the back to the left of Miller, and Miller will hand to Phillips, and Phillips will bang across the 40-yard line to the 39.
Got to watch there. We don't want McGowan running too much. He's, I'm guessing, a healthy scratch in quotes for this second half. Miller going to take the Titans the rest of the way, but Miller got some legs underneath him himself. He has a few long runs in his career. I remember he had a 50-yard run in a JV game last year. He can definitely move. The read option is definitely possible.
Really got a great opportunity during the bye week when they wanted to work on the passing game, but with both Sean O'Shea and Ty McGowan injured, he got the bulk of the work and was impressive. There's a handoff up the middle, and that's Mitchell Tingley with his first carry. And Mitchell will run it down to about the 37-yard line.
Tingley, another one of those running back linebackers like Walt Phillips, one of the bruising backs for this team in the game now for Westminster. Sam Woolslayer.
Mitchell Tingley had a nice career at nearby Lakeview High School where he did everything. And for the Titans, one of his stats is he's got a career kickoff. He kicked off in a game last year, and we might see him kick today too. He is the backup kicker for the Titans, as well as a running back, linebacker, whatever they need kind of guy.
Love to have those Swiss Army knives on the team for sure.
Third down and 4. Miller looking, going long for Bailey. He's got it. No, he's out of bounds. He made the catch for a moment, but then get knocked out of bounds. And looked like the ball squirted free as he hit the sideline too. A little slow to get up as Bailey, but nearly a completion there. And on the fourth down play, Westminster looking to punt.
Sanson getting his first action of the year. Miller loaded up that near side looking for Bailey.
And just a little bit thrown just wide. So Bailey kind of had to reach and try to keep a foot in. And I think ultimately he didn't survive the ground either. And Christian actually still a little bit slow to get up. So he's still on the sidelines here near side.
Interesting to show some of the starters that have been benched, so to say, for this second half out there on the punt team. Dante Campani, Nate Wadsworth, to name a few.
So Sanson will kick from near midfield. End over end kick. It's going to bounce and out of bounds inside the 20. So Craig Sanson Jr.'s had a heck of a year punting. And again, doesn't kick the ball in the end zone. Not a touchback. Keep it in the field of play for Craig Sanson. And the punt out of bounds. So Craig on the season with now 6 punts inside the 20. Is that ball out of bounds? And Bethany will take over at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, you don't love when your punter, like you said, it's a bright spot. But Westminster, multiple bright spots other than Craig, to say the least.
Fletcher looks like he wants to blitz and run up the middle. There is nowhere to go for Owensby. As reading the play quickly for the Titans was Deshaun McBride. His fourth tackle in the game. You see big 91 was through the hole, almost unblocked, and makes the play.
Chopping those feet, making sure Owensby can't cut in or out. Deshaun showing the quickness and agility, making the tackle there.
Bethany still with no yards officially running. Actually, a little bit below the 0 mark right now. 8:25 to go, third quarter. Two receivers right, tight end motions right. On second down and 11. Huffman rolls to his right, and he fires down the field, and it's incomplete. Out of bounds, intended for Jacoby Jones.
Marcus Finkley in coverage on the far side near the 38-yard line. Good throw from Huffman there, just couldn't quite connect with Jones.
Finkley, 16 career tackles coming in, the bulk of those on his career as a special teams player for Westminster. Third and 11. Three receivers right, one left. From their own 14, 8:12 to go, third quarter. Westminster leading 49-0. Bethany looking to the sideline. Van Huffman claps his hands together with the play clock at 5. Takes the snap, looks right, hit and sacked! Oh, annihilated in the end zone. It was that Weiland who came in to make the play? Dallas Myers with a huge hit. You'll see 95 just blasted him right out of the screen. And Myers with a big play and the dance. He hit him so hard and so fast I couldn't even find the number.
Hit the Dexter Lawrence sexy Dexy dance there after the sack. Love to see it from Dallas Myers. Gonna force another punt really deep in Bethany territory. You know how this Titan team can get after it on special teams. Big threat here for a block.
Ben White in midfield to return the punt. Langley will kick from the end on the Titans in the end zone. And Langley gets the kick away, and White will call a fair catch and make it. A little juggle, but grabs it at the 47-yard line. What did you call this dance? What was this dance called?
It's keyed off of New York Giants superstar Dexter Lawrence. That's his sack dance. After he gets a sack, Dallas Myers showing he knows ball, hits him with a little sack dance there. I love it. Love to see it.
He showed it too, and Sebastian Donardo kind of joined in as a sidekick.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker on the defense.
So the
15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So first down, the roughing the kicker as Langley finally just gets up. Let's go down to Ethan Kurtz with a sideline report. Ethan.
Yeah, Mark, one thing that they touched on after that last Bethany drive was they want to keep this tempo up. They want to keep some high-energy defense, and you see it right there with Dallas Myers. He gets the sideline into this one again with that celebration, and this defense is going to keep putting on that pressure through the rest of this game.
Jacob showing me a video of Dexter Lawrence. No one else is seeing that, but that was a pretty good version of the dance.
I know, right? I think we can pull it up on NDI, get it on the side computer. We can show the fans.
The Dexter Lawrence dance. So first down via the personal foul, roughing the punter penalty on Westminster. So first and 10 from the 22-yard line now for Bethany. And Huffman back to pass. And pressured, gets away, and runs up the middle, across the 25, across the 30. And the Titans will finally wrap him up. Coming down the field to make the play was Garcia, but not before he gets to the 32-yard line and moves the chains for a first down.
Another defensive lineman in for Westminster, freshman Ryder Ekus. See the play here, Huffman fighting, nearly tackled by McBride. Ekus shakes off the block, Donardo fighting. Garcia comes from 5 yards behind the play to make the tackle.
Ryder out of Vandergrift, PA, played for Kiski. Wearing number 62. See Donardo also in the middle of the line with 33 on the back of his blue jersey. That's his first down and 10 from the 33 for Bethany. Here's a handoff up the middle. And not much area to go anywhere that time. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage and pushed back was Derek Grant as the Titans all over Grant.
Jack Bible had him for about 10 or 15 yards running east to west while Grant was trying to push north to south. We'll see the replay on the run here. Bible just ran him from hash mark all the way to the sideline, joined in by A.J. Bird and company.
Second and 9 from the 34. And somehow Grant able to get a yard out of that quick pass into the flat for Owensby. Over his head. Is that ball live? It might be. It might be live. The Titans try to scoop it up. And I think it might be Titan ball in a backwards pass.
I don't know. Chris Latone recovered it around the 6-yard line.
Officials are saying Westminster football. A pass into the flat to Owensby. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, definitely a backwards pass. The ball then deflected.
Smart moves by the Titans, knowing the rule book, not letting the play go.
And Latone actually finishes it off. I think that was Stallings who knocked it down the field for about a good 15 yards. And it's Westminster football on the Bethany turnover.
Those are the little things that can change a game. Maybe not this one score-wise, but knowing the rules, a backwards pass, it's incomplete. DeAndre Charles and Chris Latone and company know the rules, get on the ball, and now it's Westminster inside the 10-yard line.
We'll start at the 6-yard line. Under center. The handoff will go to Phillips, and Phillips to the 5, and Phillips to the 4 on the handoff from Miller.
Flag on the play on the near side around the 9-yard line.
Head linesman comes in to talk to our referee. Let's listen in.
Offside. Offense number 87 lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Shane Harton at the tight end called for the penalty. The referee, Ryan Novosel, with the call. So the Titans will back up. First and goal now from the 11-yard line.
Assuming more handoffs to come for Phillips and company. We'll see if Coach Benzel and E.J. White let Miller sling it in the red zone here. Near side, we have Joshua Barksdale.
Motion across the formation is Torres. Snap to Miller. Hand to Phillips. Cut back at the 10 to the 5, and he dives towards the goal. He's not in. We'll give him maybe the 3-yard line. It'll be second down and goal from the 3 after the 8-yard gain by Walt Phillips.
Titans slowly chipping away at this Bethany Bison front 7. At 10 yards a carry, chopping down maybe to about 9 now, but still 9 yards a carry. Can't complain whatsoever.
Bunch of different runners today. I mentioned Barksdale, he's out wide to the left. Torres to the right. Burfield will motion left and then to the right. Second down and goal from the 3. Miller with a handoff to Walt Phillips. He's pushing, and did not get in. Got stonewalled and then thrown backwards. Nice defensive play there by Tristan Tubbs.
Yeah, Tristan Tubbs making a great play. As you mentioned, you see Phillips cut on the inside zone from the right fighting, and Tubbs just wraps him around the waist and drags him down around the 5-yard line.
And he started pushing. You thought maybe he's going to get off the edge, and then all of a sudden
he's going backwards.
He was in reverse. Great play by Tubbs and company. So now third down and goal from the 3. Miller has receivers wide to each side. Burfield will motion outside of Harton on that right side. And looking and throwing on the slant, and it's incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in, intended for Barksdale on the quick slant, with the defender all over his back, and it looks like it will be interference against Bethany in the end zone.
Yeah, junior Monty Phillips from San Antonio, Texas, the Holy Cross.
Okay.
Get our call.
Holding. Defense number 24. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Give the Titans 4 more plays to get in the end zone here. We'll see if Walt Phillips gets another opportunity.
They called it a hold. Half the distance to the goal, but an automatic first down. So get it back to about the 2-yard line here. First and goal from the 2. Miller will go under center. Phillips the deep back in the set. The handoff is to Phillips. Phillips running right, and there's nowhere to go. Little bobble on the snap that time to Miller, and Phillips knocked down back at about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, much different goal line defense from the Bison as we see here as of late. Really stonewalling this Titan rushing attack.
New offensive line for Westminster against most of the first team defense here for Bethany. Titans have walked into the end zone a couple of times from this spot on the field. Miller will be in a shotgun, second and goal from the 4-yard line, 3:30 to go here in the third. Jake Miller, the quarterback, takes the snap, fakes a handoff, now throws it in the flat. Burfield makes a one-handed catch, but gets submarined and knocked down back at the 4. Boy, Miller, I don't even know how he got that ball away. Burfield reaches down with a big mitt and makes a great one-handed grab.
Yeah, Burfield standing at 6'3", 250, just snags this one from real low. Miller getting pressured by the Bison defender, number 29, Nicholas Cordero. Gets it off somehow. See some tailgating on the left side of Harold Burry Stadium.
Opposite the lake end. Nice view. And it's now third and goal from the 4. 2 receivers, Barksdale and Torres to the right. Walt Phillips goes in motion to the right. High snap. Miller keeps it. He's going to run, and he's in. Jake Miller with his first career rushing touchdown And Westminster, once again, a
Holding.
touchdown.
Offense number 75.
Interrupted by the referee.
10-yard penalty.
No touchdown.
Replay, third down.
A 10-yard holding penalty.
Talked about the rushing upside and possibility of Jake Miller taking one his own. Takes the QB draw after the motion from Phillips left to right. It's all for naught, but good play design there by offensive coordinator E.J. White. Miller showing the athleticism there, running it untouched. The Titans moving back 14.
I was so excited to give Jake Miller the flowers and the touchdown Titans, but we got taken away on the holding penalty. So now it's 3rd and goal from the 14. Westminster has been trying to punch this one in, but have gone backwards as much as forward here once they've got inside the 10-yard. Receivers are wide to each side, 3rd down and goal. Miller takes a snap, shoulder fake, looking, fires, end zone. Barksdale with a leap and can't get it. Nice defensive play back there. As again, I think that was Monty Phillips, making the play to knock the ball down.
Monty Phillips, yeah, you see kind of a pump fake. Ben Roethlisberger-esque pumps there, gets the defense look. Miller then lets it go for Barksdale one-on-one. Couldn't quite put it where only his receiver could get it. But Corona trying his best to get Pack Special Teams Player of the Week.
31-yard field goal attempt at the goal to our right. Sanson to hold. Rearick to snap. Snap is back. Ball is down. The kick is up, and that kick is good. So from 31 yards out, Corona stays perfect on the day and on the year with a 31-yard field goal. Westminster now leads 52-0 over Bethany. We'll take a break. We're back with more in a moment on your home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Ed & Jerry's Auto Service, 275 North Market Street in New Wilmington, offering auto repair, maintenance, and towing services since 1964. Ed & Jerry's Auto Service open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Gilliland's Market, offering quality meats and groceries at 109 South Market Street in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. Gilliland's Market open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Friday 9 to 6, and Saturday 9 to 3, closed on Sundays.
Back here at Westminster, and the Titans get the Andrew Corona field goal, taking advantage of the Bethany turnover. And the Titans now leading 52-0. Mark Slazak along with Jacob Rhodes and Ethan Kurtz. We'll get down to Ethan after the kickoff.
And Westminster got some subs in this 3rd quarter, staying right with the Bison, got 3 on that last possession. Penalty after penalty after penalty.
Corona's kick will come to near side. It's grabbed by Brooks, and Brooks up the middle and is going to run in a lot of blue jerseys at about the 25. So let's go down to Ethan Kurtz, the 3rd member of our team. Ethan.
Thank you, Mark. Jake Miller nearly scoring on that last drive. He's a guy that's always involved in the huddle, even when he's the 3rd, 4th guy on the depth chart. In that Marietta game to open this up the season, he was really involved, coaching these younger guys, even talking with Ty McGowan, a very close brotherhood between those two. And you see it even now here, McGowan kind of coaching up Miller, letting him know what he thinks heading into the rest of the 2nd half.
Hopping with Cardoza to his right, little option pitch, right side. Cardoza trying to get it to the outside as we thank Ethan for that report. 1st down run for Carlos Cardoza, the freshman from Colorado. Nagy makes the play on the tackle. And the 1st down for Bethany out to the 38-yard line. Titans load the line of scrimmage. See Fletcher on that right end. Bible, another linebacker on that end.
R.J. Scott far side with Cody House.
And now the linebackers back off on 1st and 10 with 1:42 to go here in the 3rd. Motion across the set for Cole. And the handoff to Cardoza, and Alex Garcia is there to wrap him up and rip him down. No gain on the play.
Looking at some of the Titans out on the field now, as I mentioned, Cody House, R.J. Scott, far side DB, Brady Poole, sophomore from Mount Pleasant, PA.
Interesting stat numbers on that field goal drive I'll give you in a minute here. 2nd down and 10. Moving it right to left. Bethany. And Huffman back to pass, quick throw, caught on the far side. And it was Jacoby Jones to pull that in. And here's Jones.
Brady Poole makes a tackle there, far side, cut down on the curl pattern.
31-yard field goal by Corona as we watch the replay here and the catch for Jones. It was an 8-play drive for -8 yards in 3:26 to get the field goal.
Wow. Yeah, that's a few gains and some penalties, some holds, and Bethany had a holding, reset the downs. It's interesting stat. I like that one. It's a weird drive summary.
You don't get that one often.
No, not at all.
Clock down to 24 seconds to go in the third. Third down and 3 from the 45 for Bethany. 4 wides in the set. Huffman, the quarterback, looking to his right, fires, and it is incomplete. In between Bible on that far side, and also there for the Titans was Cody Haas. In between the two of them, it'll be 4th down. Clock stops at 15 seconds.
Assuming the position they're in right now, I'm guessing the Bison are going to go for this one on 4th down, and I'll be wrong.
Looks like the punting unit is coming out. Westminster scored 3 times in the first quarter. A Clayton Cannon 14-yard run, a Bright Cannon 52-yard pass from Ty McGowan, and a Demir White 1-yard run. 4 more scores in the second quarter, and a field goal here in the third for a Titan 52-0 lead.
Third quarter not over yet. You know, Westminster's real dangerous on special teams.
Langley set to punt it away. Pressure coming. Latone nearly blocks it. And Ben White's going to say, don't touch it. And everybody gets out of the way, and Langley gets a nice punt inside the 20. It'll roll dead at about the 17-yard line. Boy, Latone's so close to blocking that punt.
Yeah, not the first one he's had, but if you missed the game on WCN or you missed anything that you've seen today, head on over to Titantown Sports This Week Thursday, WCN show about college and high school sports for prime cuts. We'll see highlights from this game. Each show is loaded with exclusive highlights and behind-the-scenes video, player and coach interviews, and so much more. Every week there's something new, so plan now to watch Titantown Sports every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 3 p.m. online and on WCN.
Great show this past week.
Yeah.
You and the guys have done a great job producing what is becoming a very popular and well-watched program, not just on campus, but around the area. So Westminster, 1st and 10 from their own 17, and Jake Miller will give it off up the middle. It's Mitchell Tingley, and Tingley, with his best run of his career, he's out to the 30-yard line. And that'll end the quarter on the Tingley 12-yard run. We'll take a break. 3 quarters in the books. We're back with the 4th when we return. Westminster 52, Bethany nothing. On your home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Dev's Books Market. Dev's Books Market, located at 3384 Perry Highway in Newcastle, offering gas, grocery, fresh deli favorites, propane refills, diesel, and so much more waiting for you. Open weekdays from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Dev's Books Market, your one-stop shop in Newcastle, from books to bites to beyond.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by the Inn on Market in New Wilmington. The Inn on Market, located directly across from Westminster College, offers upscale overnight accommodations. Learn more about the Inn on Market by visiting its website at theinnonmarket.com or calling 724-699-9981.
First and 10, Westminster. I'm Mark Slazak along with Jacob Rhodes. Ethan Kurtz is down the sidelines. And Westminster, Jake Miller still at the quarterback spot. First and 10 from the 29. Burfield in motion. Tingley the back and a lot of movement without a snap. And it's going to go against the Titans. Numbers from the third?
Westminster, 280 yards on the ground.
False start. Offense. Everyone but the center. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Gotta love one of those calls.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gotta love one of those calls. Bethany minus 14 yards on the ground. Through the air, Westminster 152 to Bethany 79. And possession time, Westminster and Bethany surprisingly pretty equal in the time of possession mark.
Center Nathan Poots on there, and he does not snap the ball. And there's the snap to Miller this time, and over the head of Barksdale, incomplete to the far side. Another flag comes in late. Let's see what this one is.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 23. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So Swagger, the freshman linebacker, called for the roughing the passer. The Titans will get a first down via penalty as Miller hit late.
See some new players on the field for Westminster. Talked about Tingley, now at tight end, Shea Hartnett, and technically a quarterback, number 3, Caesar Travers, out the receiver. The Titans have been using him at receiver a little bit. 6'2", 200 from Joppa, Maryland.
Yeah, Travers and Jake Fleischer, a couple of freshmen who have been that slow conversion to wide receiver this year to get a chance to play a little bit. Here's Tingley up the middle. And actually, no, it's a fake. It's Miller on the outside of the fake. He runs it outside across the 45 and out near the 50. So a nice chunk run there by Jake Miller on a nice fake to Tingley up the middle.
Yeah, you see the good fake there from Miller. Held it as long as he possibly could. Only guy the far side defensive end to see him, but at that time he's past the sticks for a new set of downs for the Titans.
They'll be ready for anything now with Jake Miller. Caceres will come to the near side. Travers as well. Travers with good size, as you mentioned, came in as a quarterback, but right now an opportunity to play. Miller takes a high snap, hands to Tingley, and Tingley up the middle, and he'll cross to the 47-yard line. Quentin Good is down here on the near sideline, throwing a few passes, the freshman quarterback from Aliquippa.
One of the most best players in Aliquippa history, as we mentioned on Titan Town Sports this past week, has his number retired along with 2 players, Mark. Who are those players, you know?
Yeah, Mike Ditka and Darrell Rivas.
Yeah, I mean,
NFL Hall of Famers.
Great company to be in, you know. And,
Quentin's not a Hall of Famer in the NFL yet, but that is amazing company, and
yeah,
we may see him today. Here's Miller. It's still his turn. Back to pass. Fires far side. Barstow had it for a moment. Could not hang on. That ball a little bit wide. Looks like he was able to get his hands on it with a reach back, but Joshua Barksdale out of Maryland could not keep the hands on it. They'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Aliquippa also had Ty Law go to Aliquippa in high school, and he doesn't have his number retired. So, you know, Patriots, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, NFL great Ty Law as well. One company. And now for the Titans.
In my basketball coaching career, coached a game against Ty Law.
Wow.
He made one of the most fantastic plays I've ever seen on the basketball floor. And running down a loose ball.
Love it.
3rd down and 6. Back to pass Miller. Going long over the middle, and it is intercepted. Picked up. Boy, there was a hold of his shirt that everybody in the crowd saw, but there was no flag. But the interception going to be grabbed by Karan Thomas of Bethany.
We see the replay here in the slot going for Alcaceres. Grabs the nameplate. Maybe the ball over his head. Maybe they say it's uncatchable, so to say. But, hey, a hold's a hold.
Yeah, they grabbed his jersey. Giovanni's jersey grabbed from behind. Everybody in the crowd yelled hold right away. But call not made, and the ball goes back to Bethany on the Westminster turnover. First turnover of the game for Westminster.
A few more new Titans. Vinny Perry out there alongside Tyree Mitchell.
The ball down to the 12-yard line is where they will start. And it's Cardoza with a run up the middle. Cardoza, we should say. Cardoza up the middle. And maybe a yard on the play.
Tackle by Alex Garcia.
Garcia makes the tackle there.
Also Jake Bible.
Jack Bible in the play as well.
Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 from the 14-yard line. Bethany with 2 receivers left, one to the right. And a wing on the right side as well. Offense adjusts. Cardoza moves to the left of Huffman. Tight end moves in motion. Titans adjust late as well. Cat and mouse game. And high snap. They'll give it to Cardoza. Runs it outside to the 20 and knocked down there. Stallings there. Bible there on the play.
Yeah, Westminster, this team, a lot of young players that can hold their own, so to say. You see breaking down there, Jack Bible and Stallings on the outside run. Really deep group, this Westminster team.
Another Cardoza handoff, and this time it's RJ Scott in the backfield to stuff the run as RJ wraps him up. For a loss on the play, TFL, the tackle for loss for RJ.
Absolutely. You're going to see these highlights on Titan Town Sports. You see a Prime Cuts producer there, RJ Scott, making the TFL there. I bet it'll include that play, Mark.
They absolutely should. If you are cutting the highlights and you are calling the highlights and you have one, absolutely put that in there. You see RJ 92 with a big smile on his face, and now a putting situation. For Langley and Bethany, he'll punt from the 5. Ben White set to return. A breeze in the face of Langley, gets the kick away. It will bounce near midfield, and White will let it roll past him, and Langley going to get good yardage on this one and get his average right back up. That puck goes all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's one of them 60-yard punts that we talked about earlier. Langley can really get a line drive on it and go end over end over end.
It'll be around 60, 65 when it's all said and done on that kick.
Wow.
Kind of a low-line driver that takes a nice bounce on the turf and sets up Westminster at the 25. Let's go down to Ethan Kurtz. Ethan.
Yeah, Mark, one thing that Westminster emphasized earlier in this fourth quarter and later in that third quarter was really wanting to keep the tempo up, really wanting to keep that energy up, and you see it on the sidelines, especially with the defense. You've got R.J. Scott coming over here, dance on the sidelines, huge smile on your face. This is a defense with a whole lot of energy, excited that they still have a shutout in this one.
Jackson Koval, the back in the set. They'll hand it Jackson, and Jackson up the middle. They'll push the pile. Out to about the 30. Jackson, the younger brother of Brock Koval, and also the long snapper for punts on the Westminster squad. Had a great high school career at Titusville.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I don't know exactly the numbers, but I know he won an award. I'm not exactly sure which one, for some male athlete of the year near Titusville. I'll look it up and get the exact definition, but you might think the long snapper at running back, but no. He's a running back at long snapper.
No doubt about it. Great athlete. Freshman year of Westminster, turning some heads in camp with that ability to long snap and cover kicks. That's where he has been a key. 2nd down and 5 at the 5-yard run for Koval. 2 receivers left. And it's Koval again right side, and Jackson is going to cross the 35 and push his way out to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, this past, for his senior season at Titusville, he won. He was voted D10 Male Athlete of the Year and the all-time rusher for Titusville. You see him take the outside off-tackle carry here. And keeps those legs churning, fighting for about a gain of 9 or 10.
6 foot 195, so a solid runner. And I think the more opportunities he gets, the coaching staff is going to like him.
Oh, yeah, he's impressed, as you said, so to say the least.
1st and 10 from the 40. Wilden in motion at the tight end spot. And a fake handoff and a keeper for Miller, and Miller with a big run across the 45. Dives out to the 50. 11-yard run and a 1st down for Jake Miller.
Yeah, quarterback, doesn't love to take those hits from a coaching standpoint, but Miller loves to put his helmet down. 6'1", 205. As you see, great fake again on the read option, and he runs right into some linebackers, puts his head down. Loves that contact.
So out to the Bethany 49 on the run for Miller. Titans with a 52-0 lead, 9:35 to go on this game clock. 1st and 10. Directing traffic a bit is Miller with the play clock down to 5. Wilden in motion. Takes the snap with a play clock at 2. Miller throws and it's short. One hops the throw intended to the outside area for Mackay Brown, and Mackay cannot get that one. They'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
9:14 remain in this 4th and deciding quarter. Mark Slazak and Jacob Rhodes live here for Westminster versus Bethany College. Great day for some football, great day to recognize some Hall of Famers, and next home game we've got homecoming as well.
Away next week down at WNJ, and then it'll be homecoming. 2 receivers to the right. Koval the back in the set. And it'll be a hand to Koval, getting outside near side. 45, 40, 35. Down to the 30 with a dive and a Titan 1st down on the run by Jackson Koval.
Gets up, great emotion, shaking his head up and down, knowing that's just what he does, Mark. Takes this inside carry, busts it outside here. Good block from Wilden in front. Tackle finally around the 31-yard line, 33 officially. Love to see that, having numerous backs that can tote the rock effectively.
I like the size for Koval as well. He's got that sprinter speed once he gets those legs going. 1st and 10 from the Bethany 33. Miller the quarterback, and Wilden moved. Just a little bit too soon that time.
Offense number 42.
Yeah, talking about the size of Koval there, you say he's standing at 6 foot 195 compared to the 2 main bell cow backs, Demir White 5'8", Clayton Cannon 5'7". Definitely a change of pace, so to say, with the size of Koval.
And he still has good speed.
Yeah, no.
He has good speed with that too, being a little bit taller.
Absolutely.
Good baseball player as well. I'm not sure if he's playing baseball here or not. We'll have to ask our baseball guys.
We'll
Tom
find it
Rookin,
out.
if he's been around. He is playing. Okay, here's a swing pass, far side, caught in the flat, and able to maybe make a couple of yards on the catch. Actually, it's going to be behind the line of scrimmage, actually, as it's Brown on the catch. Makai Brown out of Waldorf, Maryland. That's a place I've actually been.
Really? What for?
Well, that's where my aunt and uncle lived in Waldorf for a good long time.
Wow.
Koval is playing baseball.
Yeah.
And we're hearing he's extremely fast on the bases, which I am not surprised at all because he's really fast on the football field too.
Absolutely. Can't wait to
That
see
was
him.
evident in game 1 when he was covering punts against Marietta.
Oh, absolutely.
And we haven't had that kind of opportunity in a punt, which is probably good. Second down at about 15. Here's a keeper for Miller, right side. Miller to the 30, little stiff arm. Miller's still going, and Miller's got a first down. There is a flag near side, but Miller picks up the first down. There's a flag here about the 21-yard line. And now they pick up the flag and move it back to the 26-yard line, and we might have a tight hold.
See, I love
Totally opposite side of the field of the play, though.
Holding. Offense number 42. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Second down.
So Wilden gets ticketed with the penalty.
Yeah.
It'll take away a nice run there by the quarterback. Miller's had a couple of nice runs he raced,
Yeah,
including a touchdown.
He can really get those legs churning and loves that contact. Listed at 6'1", 205, but I think he might be a little bigger than that. He loves putting his shoulder down. A few penalties on Wilden here, but it's Wilden definitely a bright spot. The fullback, something Westminster hasn't had, a fullback in quotes in a while.
The tight end, H-back,
Yeah.
fullback, cover special teams, looks like a linebacker kind of guy.
Yeah, I think it
does
was
it
before
all.
me the last time.
Second down and 13, Miller. Quick throw near side, intended for Travers. Kind of threw it to the outside. Travers kind of spun to the inside, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication on that one. And Quentin Good looks like he's ready to come in at the quarterback spot.
Quentin Cheese Good, Aliquippa Hall of Famer, legend. You see Case Western all over St. Vincent, 35 zip with 5:54 remaining in the third quarter. But not your prototypical quarterback. W&J 56-7 against Hiram in the fourth quarter. Like I said, not your prototypical quarterback. Listed at 5'10", 160. He can really sling that rock.
He has been talked about a guy that has the best arm talent that some of these coaches have seen at Westminster. Here's Good back to pass, and Good looks, and Good goes long, and it's for Travers, and it just past his hands and incomplete, and nearly a first throw touchdown.
Wow.
On a gorgeous spiral by Quentin Good, and Travers moving from quarterback to wide receiver. The big guy out there almost pulled it in, the 6'2", 200-pound freshman.
I mean, look at this spiral. It's just pinpoint. Maybe a little contact early from the DB, not sure, but
get those arms out there.
Yeah, Travis, like you said, that switch might be affecting him a little bit.
It'll take time to do it,
Yeah.
but that was a nice throw. It's fourth down now and 13, though. So if you're wondering, can Quentin Good throw a spiral?
Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tight spiral? Yes.
Not afraid to either.
Some of the best arm talent that coaches have seen. Here's a fake handoff. Good back to pass. Fires over the middle, and nobody there this time. Incomplete. So it'll be fourth down, turnover on downs. And we'll bring the ball back to Bethany with 6:46 to go in this one. Titans on top, 52-0.
Talking about Westminster College, we're back in the national recognition from the U.S. News and World Report, placing at number 121 among the country's top national liberal arts colleges in the 2026 Best College Rankings released Tuesday, September 23rd. U.S. News evaluated about 1,700 colleges and universities nationwide. Westminster was also named to the top performers in social mobility list, which assesses how well schools graduate students who receive federal Pell Grants, a form of need-based federal financial aid.
Huffman the quarterback, and 1st and 10. Flags fly. Huffman rolls left, fires over the middle of the pass on a leaping catch. Going to be made on the far side. They're going to say now incomplete. Intended on that far side for Michael Davis.
Some more
Either
new
out of bounds or didn't hold on. Yeah.
Some
Offside.
more new Titans.
Defense number 51. 5-yard penalty. Still
Titans
first
are
down.
Offside, one of those new players, Gabe Martinez.
Yeah.
Listed as offside.
Gabe
Titans now up to 9 penalties, 75 yards in this one.
Yeah, Gabe Martinez, Andrew Bryan out there. Number 38, Robert Mataritz.
1st and 5. And the handoff up the middle and getting about 4, maybe 5 on the run. On the play at that time was Derek Grant. They'll give him 5 and they'll move the chains. 6:27 to go. Ekus on the tackle, but Westminster gives up the first down on the run.
Bethany looking to erase this shutout, possibly get some points on the board before it's too late. 52-0 the score. Mark Slazak, Jacob Rhodes here on the call. 1st and 10, 6:11 remaining.
Huffman the quarterback. Got Grant to his right, and it is Grant again up the middle. Derek Grant out of Baltimore, Maryland. Pushes out to the 49-yard line. Westminster Titans well on their way to a victory today against Bethany. We'll have a 2 o'clock game next week, 2:05 down at W&J. Ben Kelly and I will have the call of that one, ysnlive.com as well.
Going to be a good one.
2nd down and 7. Here's a pitch left side to Grant. And he's going to be forced back inside on a nice defensive play by the Titans, then buried for a loss of 1 on the play. Martinez was among the players there to finish it off, but see that penetration on the outside. Nice defensive play on the outside by Nathan Hyrent to knock him in.
Yeah, I mean, missed the tackle there to Hyrent, but his surrounding members of the defense crashing down for the TFL. Jackson Oldemeyer also out there from Winter Park, Florida on the near side end.
3rd down and 8 from the 48 with 4:55 to go. Motion across the formation with Cardona. Huffman back to pass pressure. Pass is nearly intercepted. Oh, Stallings had his hand on it, but couldn't quite bring it in on the dive. But a nice defensive play for Deontay Stallings out of Austintown. Fritch, watch him here on the replay if we can see the tail end. There he is.
Yeah, the two Fitch alums there, Stallings and Latone, converging on that one. A lot of Austintown Fitch freshmen in this upcoming class, or this class here now. Get a list of them when I can.
Stallings, a guy they really liked early in camp, then had some leg injuries, some soft tissue injuries, and they're really happy to see him out there on the field. They think very highly of him. And Langley set to punt, but before that, Bethany is going to take a timeout. So a Bethany timeout in the action with 4:48 to go. We'll take a timeout as well. It's Westminster 52. It's Bethany nothing on your home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Sunset Lanes, offering bowling, food, and drinks, located at 1218 Idaho Street in Farrell, Pennsylvania. Sunset Lanes open every day until midnight, closed on Sundays. Call 724-981-9363 or visit online at bowlingoftheballs.rocks.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Reed Activewear, offering men's and women's activewear and custom embroidery. Located at 1610 West Jackson Street in Painesville, Ohio. Reed Activewear, open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, closed on weekends. Visit reedactivewear.biz or call 440-352-7433.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Dev's Books Market. Dev's Books Market, located at 3384 Perry Highway in Newcastle. Offering gas, grocery, fresh deli favorites, propane refills, diesel, and so much more waiting for you. Open weekdays from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays.
And there's a punt by Langley, and White will let it bounce. It'll be covered on that far side and out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
Punt goes out of bounds at the Westminster 20.
Westminster will take over, 1st down and 10. Had Quentin Good at quarterback for the first time in that end of the last series. Jake Miller is quarterback most of this second half for Westminster after a phenomenal first half by Ty McGowan. McGowan was 7 of 8 on the afternoon with his work, as Westminster jumped out early and never looked back with a 21-0 lead in the first quarter. So it is Good at the quarterback spot.
Jake Flesher out here near side.
It'll be a handoff up the middle and bouncing it to the outside and working out to about the 28-yard line was Jock Dixon. It's his first carry. He's another guy that's kind of been banged up. Titans thought a lot about him when they brought him in from Florida.
Yeah, J.J. Dixon taking this counter, or inside zone rather, bouncing it back. Good vision there from Jock.
I think he's had a hamstring injury from early in camp, the first couple days. But nice to see Dixon, number 10, on the play. Fleischer, 13. He's out wide right. Another of those quarterback-turned wide receivers in the big quarterback class. Here's Good that takes a snap and hands again to Dixon, and Dixon to the 30, and Dixon to the 35, and reaches forward to about the 38-yard line. So Jock Dixon, or JJ, is called by many, able to run it out to the 38-yard line for a Titan first down.
Yeah, showing the prowess there, running the ball thus far, making it look easy is J.J. Dixon. We'll see if he keeps getting carries for the Titans or not.
An opportunity in a real game, like you see, to see what guys do, to see Koval do what he did and Dixon do what he does. 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the right. And here's Dixon again, kind of patient running, finds the hole, hard to bring down, dives out to the 40-yard line. It hasn't looked like he's going fast, but he's gaining yardage, he's patient. And I'm ready to watch him explode, too. Let's see how fast he can go when he gets in the open field. But even that fact, when you look at it, everything kind of looks slow motion, that patient running. He's moving forward. He's breaking some tackles. He looks good. That was a 7-yard run.
Yeah, I don't want to bring up a name, Titan legend, but he really reminds me of Ryan Gomes, the style of running. Kind of built similarly, being real patient, but gaining yards just consistently.
2 receivers right, 2nd down and 3 for Westminster. Good. Option pitch, right side. And up the middle for another first down on a nice little cutback for Dixon. Jock Dixon, 5'9", 185 out of Miami Gardens, Florida. Played for University School. And do we have a penalty? We might.
There was an injured Bison.
Okay, that's what it was.
Jock Dixon taking that far side on the pitch. You mentioned he doesn't look like he's moving at full speed at all, which kind of intrigues me. Love to see him break away here possibly and get a big run.
It's very smooth.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth style running.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Timeout. And there's 2 minutes to go on this one. Westminster with a 52-0 lead against Bethany, and we're down to our final 2 of the game.
Absolutely. Talking about something you helped in, Mark, the Mercer County Food Bank had a Ready, Set, Go orange event back in September, but you don't need to wait for that or the holiday season to donate to your local food bank this year. Recent cuts have canceled food deliveries and cut hundreds of millions of dollars in annual aid to food banks. Our neighbors, many of them children, need this help. Nobody should go hungry. Visit mercer-county-food-bank.com or call 724-981 0353 and help stamp out hunger today. One more time, mercercountyfoodbank.org, 724-981-0353.
Yeah, no dash is necessary. Just dash out to the food bank and help out. I saw some of the crew at the Hermitage Night Market this week. They had a table out there, and they approached me and say, "Hey, remember you from the remote." So that was cool to know. Sometimes you get noticed, sometimes you don't.
That's you love to see that. That's amazing. Love to be recognized for good work. Even if you're not recognized, love doing good work.
Yeah, Derek McClafferty and I did that 3-hour remote at the food bank a couple of Fridays ago. First down and 10 for Westminster. I saw the push-ups there per point, 52 push-ups. 2 receivers to the near side. Quentin Good, the quarterback. And he will hand off to not Koval this time. He'll break a tackle in the backfield. That's a new runner. Not Koval, but that's Amari Watson, listed as a wide receiver, working as a running back. And Amari turned something into nothing. If you watch this play on the replay, you can see Amari was grabbed about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, knocked back another 7 yards, and then picked up 2. So in essence, he ran for 9. He's not going to get credit for 9. He's going to get credit for 2, but good work for Watson.
Interesting to see all these different backs getting opportunities, seeing the different styles of runners that Westminster has on this team. Definitely a deep running back group, although Clay and Demir are the main 2 guys they use.
Burfield will motion to his right, the tight end, and Good will hand off again, and it's Watson. Watson getting to the outside, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, and Watson's a runner. He is down to the 20-yard line. Amari Watson, mark him officially right about that 20-yard line into the red zone for Watson.
Yeah, that's some speed.
Yeah, that was good.
He turned on the burners, got outside right here, saw that sideline, and kicked into a different gear here.
Like that low look from camera 3 and Emily Tallis on the shot.
Defensive player.
Timeout for an injured defensive player.
Little over a minute left in this ball game. Talking about being a music major for a day. Music majors, Mark, I mean, busy day. 14 classes a day from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., whatever time. The Westminster
14 classes?
I'm telling you.
Oh, my goodness.
The Westminster College School of Music invites high school students to campus for 2 days in October to participate in Music Major for a day. Each day will have a specific area of focus for interested students. Monday, October 6th, will concentrate on winds, brass, and percussion. Tuesday, strings, keyboards. Registration is required. We'll get more details after this play.
1st and 10 for Westminster. High snap. And good will hand to Watson, and Watson will run right into a defender at about the 18-yard line. The rest of that?
Yeah, back to that. The events are designed to show what it's like to be a music major at Westminster College. Participants will have the opportunity to shadow a current student, sit in on classes, meet faculty, and play or sing in ensemble rehearsals. Lunch with current Westminster music students will be provided for this free event. However, registration is required. Call 724-946-7024. One more time, 724-946-7024.
Jock Dixon back in the game for Watson. 2nd and 9 from the 19 of Bethany. And it will be a handoff to Dixon, right side. And Dixon will pound into the line of scrimmage, keep the legs moving, and move it down to about the 16 for a gain of 3.
I love all these guys getting opportunities, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to see Quentin Good sling one more. You know, that tight spiral from that first play was pretty great. But that's going to end the game.
Yeah,
Time ticking out now.
Don't need to run another play as the clock ticks down under 5. And the Westminster Titans on Hall of Fame weekend and family weekend put on a show. The final score in this one, Westminster 52 and Bethany nothing. Westminster Titans with a win. Take a break. Back with more in a moment. You're home of the Titans, WCN.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Dev's Books Market. Dev's Books Market, located at 3384 Perry Highway in Newcastle, offering gas, grocery, fresh deli favorites, propane refills, diesel, and so much more waiting for you. Open weekdays from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Dev's Books Market, your one-stop shop in Newcastle, from books to bites to beyond.
Westminster 52-0 win. Let's send it down to Ethan Kurtz with Coach Scott Benzel.
Thank you, Mark. Here with Coach Benzel. Coach, a very big win today. Started off with a very hot first half. How important is that coming off of a bye week, right, where you have a week where you're not playing? How important is it to come out so explosive in that first half?
Yeah, it's really important. That's what we talked about, prior to leading up to the game. Like, what's our standard? What's our expectations? We looked for all 3 phases, and I thought all 3 phases played really, really well.
Absolutely. Now, how can you kind of carry that momentum into a huge matchup with W&J next weekend?
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. I mean, every week's a season, so we'll flush it within 24 hours and get ready to take on a really good football team. So I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Ethan Kurtz. So you got a word with Coach Scott Benzel. The Westminster Titans with a 52-0 win in this one. Westminster scored 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. A Clayton Cannon 14-yard run, a Bright Cannon 52-yard pass from Ty McGowan, and a Demir White 1-yard run. Andrew Karana was perfect on extra points as he was all day. Demir White scores on a 9-yard run to start the second quarter. Clayton Cannon Jr. another touchdown, this time 52 yards in the second. Lamont Austin with a pick 6, and then a Nate Wadsworth touchdown run of a yard gives the Titans 4 more scores in the second quarter. Karana 4 more extra points, and the Titans with a 49-0 lead after the half. And then the only scoring in the second half was an Andrew Karana field goal of 31 yards. Corona perfect all the afternoon with all his kicks, the 7 extra points, and the field goal. You kind of mentioned it during the broadcast, making his way for a possible Pac honors in special teams play, and that might just happen with the day he had today. But we'll keep that in mind, and we'll try to get more from the field here in a moment from Ethan. But time now to look at our Westminster WCN player of the game.
Absolutely. The man that Ethan's trying to have a word with is going to be Clayton Cannon Jr., the junior. Brother of Bright Cannon had 113 rushing yards in that first half. 2 touchdowns, averaged about 14 a carry, and had a rushing long of 52. Talked to Clay earlier in the week. He said he wanted 150, and if he were to play the whole game, I think he would have got that pretty easily, Mark.
Yeah, all those numbers you just read were from the first half. He didn't even dress for the second half. So no temptation to put Clayton back in there.
Yeah.
He didn't even wear his uniform in the second half. He was fine, but in street clothes for the second half. And Westminster with the win in this one. The Titans winning it by a score of 52-0. Westminster goes to 3-1 overall, 2-0 in the PAC. And we have some numbers, overall stats in this one that we could take a look at. Some of the final numbers, the passing yards. You can see Westminster did well with Ty McGowan coming back, but how about those rushing yards? 411 to -1.
Yeah, Westminster all-time in a single game, most rushing yards, 460 back in 1995 against St. Xavier. Did a pretty good job getting close to that record today with 411 to Bethany's -1.
Yeah, you can look up the record on the other side, too. It's the best defense as well with that -1. A pretty good performance by the Titans as they do well. I don't know if we have, and if you do, guys, if run down any of those other final scores. If you have them, pop them up on the screen for us. But Westminster, a 52-0 win in this one as Westminster, I said, going to 3-1 and 2-0 overall. The Titans will travel to W&J next week. A 2:05 game. I believe it's homecoming for Washington and Jefferson. And Bethany will head to St. Vincent. Here's our scores.
Yeah, we got W&J all over the Terriers of Hiram. That hot offense and Sean Tejeda and company kind of got shut down in Washington. Allegheny and Waynesburg in a close one. Waynesburg, a team undefeated and top of the PAC ranks right now, losing by 3, 14-11. Case Western Reserve, again, the Bearcats, a hot offense. Chris Downs leads all collegiate stats in receptions, receiving yards, touchdowns, etc. Case Western Reserve up 35-7 there in the third quarter.
Walt Phillips also with 88 yards rushing in this game. 60 yards for Demir White. Also 33 in the game for Jock Dixon. Ty McGowan 7 of 8 for 142 yards, a couple of touchdowns with a long of 52. Bright Cannon, Christian Bailey leading the receivers. Cannon 3 for 89, Bailey 2 for 21. And it looks like in a moment here we will have our player of the game as Ethan Kurtz is making his way over to the camera and the mic with Clayton Cannon Jr. So we'll hear from Clayton here in a moment. Tackle-wise, it was Nagy with 6 tackles that led the way. Gavin Nagy leading the way for Westminster with the 6 tackles. Deshaun McBride had 5, and Ethan Kurtz with the opportunity right now to talk to Clayton. So Ethan, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark. Here with Clayton Cannon. A career day for you, Clay. Named the WCN Player of the Game after this performance. 2 touchdowns. What was it like to get that performance today? A career high for you in rushing yards and touchdowns today.
You know, it was long overdue. You feel me? These last couple of weeks I've been really hard on myself about my performance. You know, yeah, I've been playing within the framework of the offense, but I know what I can really bring to this offense. I know it's explosive plays and getting the crowd jumping. That's what I look forward to do.
Absolutely. Now, how can you kind of carry this momentum into a huge game with W&J then next Saturday?
Easy, man. We never get too high, never get too low, man. After Sunday, shoot, this game's forgotten about. We worrying about dead president, straight up.
Absolutely. What's it going to take for another Clayton Cannon career day next Saturday?
Shoot, what it's going to take? I just got to stay on my P's and Q's, and I'm on my P's and Q's. I'm ready. And I'm with the team. The team got me. My old lineman been snapping out since fall camp, so we good.
Thank you so much, Clay.
Clayton Cannon Jr., our WCN player of the game. He's electric on the field and off. So great to hear from him. Thank you, Ethan Kurtz, for your work into this afternoon. And it's Westminster with the win today by a score of 52-0. We mentioned that Westminster moving ahead, playing W&J next week. We'll have that game on WCN. Looking ahead to some of our broadcasts ahead as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a few broadcasts coming up. W&J and Westminster. Teal, coming to New Wilmington for homecoming, not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, October 18th. Wilmington Greyhound action football, not just on the 24th, but tonight.
There's a game tonight.
There's a game tonight, 7
Tom Rook
p.m.
and
Braylon.
And Braylon Juzak. Okay,
Braylon
so
Juzak, yeah.
Tom and Braylon will have that game tonight, so check that out on Titan Radio. Big game for Wilmington playing undefeated Reynolds.
Absolutely. Huge game. Didn't have the game that they wanted last week against Farrell. Going into a really good Reynolds team coming to Terry Verley Stadium, and it's going to be a good game tonight.
And we have volleyball coming up on Wednesday as well, as we'll have that. Keep that in mind. We'll have a stream coverage of that on WCNLive.com. The battle with Grove City. Westminster ladies playing volleyball today against W&J, I think.
Is it?
I think it's W&J today. They have that matchup today. Tammy Swearingen is at 698 career wins in her coaching career. So if they could get a win today, it might set us up for a good broadcast on Wednesday, as Tiffany Green and I will have that broadcast. It'll be a good broadcast either way, but it would be nice if we'd have the chance for 700 in that one. That's going to wrap it up here from Westminster College from Bury Stadium Memorial Field as Westminster wins it by a score of 52-0. The broadcast was brought to you by the Broadcasting and Sports Communication Program at Westminster College, providing real-world experience in today's media for tomorrow's producers. I'd like to thank the entire crew for their efforts in bringing the game to you. Today, our director was Jacob Walzer, Dennis Jones on replay, Ethan Schoen on graphics, Blaine Smith, graphics, scores, and stats as well. Braylon Juzak, Seth Carroll on the audio, Tom Rook, Derek McClafferty, Emily Tallis, Abby Richards, Peyton Mill, and Damian DeVilla on our cameras. Austin, Kaylin, Jordan, Sophia as well. Thank you all so much. Thanks to my partner in the booth, Jacob Rhodes. Thanks to Ethan Kurtz down on the field. I'm Mark Slazak, letting you know the final score in this one. Westminster 52, Bethany 0. And you've been watching Titan football on your home of the Titans, WCN. You have a good night.